What I tell you, Robert, from the very beginning, you have to be an angel in this room. I told you couldn't lie to me about any part of your statement.
I didn't think I was lying about that.
No one's perfect. You understand that. You know that.
I was perfect. I was perfect. Until that happened.
All of us have fallen short. There's no one here that hasn't. There's no angels in this room or in this building.
You don't know how hard I beat myself up over what I did. I know it'll ruin my family. And I know that I can't ever tell. At least not anytime soon.
This is Denise Lee, a police officer's daughter and mother of two who ends up in the midst of a real-life horror story. On January 17, 2008, she places a frantic 911 call to Florida police, trying to alert them to the fact that she's being kidnapped. Speaking on her abductor's phone, she desperately tries to convey all the information she can about what's happening to her and where she is before she's found out.
Hello? What's up? Why'd you do that? I'm sorry, I just want to see my family. Hello? I just want to see my family again, please. Hello? Hello? Please, I just want to see my family again. Let me go. Hello? Hello? Please let me go. Please let me go. I just want to see my family again. Okay. Hello? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, please let me go. Hello? I'm sorry, please let me go. Bring me in there and do. I didn't want to do that. Please let me go, please. Oh my God. Can you do that? Hello? Please let me go, God, please. Oh, yeah, what? Hello? Help me. What's the address? Help me. What's the address that you're at? I don't know. Coming off the Northport Tower. Hello? What is the address that you're at? Hello, ma'am? Where are we going? I gotta go up and around now. Up and around where? Because it's wow, can you see that? Exactly right. 4 streets, 5 streets over from your house. I couldn't everywhere. What's your name, ma'am? Hello? Please. What's your name? Please, my name is Denise and Mike, your beautiful husband, and I just want to see my kids again. Your name's Denise? I'm sorry. That's what I'm thinking too, because he doesn't know. Please, God, please protect me. Are you on I-75? Where are we? I don't know. Please. Please. Where are you at? Can you tell if you're on I-75? I don't know where your phone is. I'm sorry. Can you just tell me where we are? Are you blindfolded? If you are, press the button. I don't have your phone. Please, God. I don't have it. Denise? Do you know this guy? I don't know where the phone is. I'm sorry. Denise, do you know this guy? She might have the phone laid down and not hear a thing I'm saying, too. He keeps saying about the phone. I don't know where it is. Maybe if I could see it, I'll help me find it. I haven't even looked at it. No, sir. Denise? What is the story? How long have you been gone from your house? How long? Do you know how long you've been gone from your house? What's your last name?
Lee.
Lee?
Yeah.
Do you know what street? Your name's Denise Lee? Can you tell at all what street you're on?
No.
Do you know this guy that's with you?
No.
You don't know him from anywhere?
No, please. Oh, God help me.
What's your address? What's your home address, do you know?
I don't know. Can you just take me to my house? Can you just take me home? On the car, please.
Can you see, or do you have a blindfold on?
I can't see. Where are we?
Can they turn off the radio or turn it down?
I can't hear you. It's too loud. Where are we? Are you gonna hurt me? Are you gonna let me out now? Help me.
Don't. I lost him. Chris, I lost her. The guy grabbed the phone from her. Should I try calling it back?
Police working this real-life horror story race to find Denise. They hit a major roadblock when they can't pinpoint the location of the cell phone she called from, as it had a prepaid wireless plan. As officers search the area, more calls flood in about a possible abduction. One caller reports having heard screams coming from a green Camaro. Police locate the vehicle, but there's no sign of Denise. When officers search the car and its owner Michael Mike King's house, they discover hair and belongings believed to be from Denise. The next day, Denise's body is found in a shallow grave. She's been assaulted and shot in the head. Mike is charged with Denise's murder. Investigators soon learn Mike had taken Denise to his cousin Harold Muxlow's home, borrowing a shovel, gas can and flashlight. Harold's own daughter had even been one of the callers to 911, letting them know that her father had seen Denise fighting to get away from Mike. Questioning if Harold could be involved in the murder, detectives haul him down to the station to provide a statement.
Your daughter made a phone call. She said that you told her that you could see the girl was tied up.
Yeah, I was assuming she was tied up. She wasn't. She was in trouble. She would have been out of there. She had to. I was assuming she had to be. If not, something wasn't right.
But you didn't see any rope on her or anything? And all the things that he borrowed from you, that was all he borrowed? The flashlight? And,
Yep.
So when you talked to your daughter, you just told her that he had a girl that's in there all tied up, and it was just because you assumed?
She was looking like she wasn't there on her own pretty well. I think she just looked like she looked like she wanted to be there. I don't know exactly the way I said to her, but I was just whatever came out that time of saying.
Have you written a statement out to anybody yet? You already wrote one statement? Okay.
Yeah. About 3:15 a.m.
Yeah. And just put down what you saw. Starting with the car. Be specific, and then who owns the Camaro, and that Camaro was the same car that was over your house earlier yesterday. Or put down approximately what time it was over your house on the 17th. You can just say you looked inside the car and what you noticed when you looked inside the car, and maybe how you know those items are yours. by looking at them. Okay, and the only thing I would, as far as tying the car to something, in your other statement you said what you saw when he was putting the stuff in the car. Just, if you would, relate that this is the same car and that you saw earlier with what you saw. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, this is the same car that I saw a girl in, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You should raise your right hand. Hereby certify that you have voluntarily read the preceding statement that is the truth, the whole truth, to the best of your knowledge and belief. Yes. Sign that right there for me. Harold, when we were coming up in the elevator, you asked me if you could do something. What'd you ask me? About your cousin.
I was ready to talk to him.
I can't send you in there as a person representing us, you know.
Right.
If you want to go talk to him, I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
But I want you to know that we're not asking you to go in there.
Oh, no, I volunteer. I want to talk to him.
I'll take you over there.
Investigators soon learned someone else could be involved in this twisted true crime case. The day of Denise's abduction and murder, Mike had been seen at a local gun range with his friend, Robert Salvador. Detectives interview Robert, who lies to them about his timeline the day of the murder. As soon as investigators discover the lies, they bring Robert down to the station for a formal police interrogation and a polygraph exam.
I want to introduce you, Rob. This is Sergeant Jeremy Borntrigger.
Robert, how you doing? Have a seat.
All right. I'll leave him with you for a while.
Okay. Not a
You want to close
problem.
the door?
Yeah, close the door. Thanks.
Yep.
Have a seat.
All right.
How you doing?
Not
too
a lot
good?
better today than I have been.
What makes today better than?
Just some things that I, was able to talk about that I didn't feel comfortable talking about before. So.
Yeah, the detective explained to me that there were some things yesterday. I guess they talked to you yesterday that weren't quite jiving, and
I was pretty scared. I'm still, a little bit scared, but anywhere near like I was. And this is quite a big deal. And
sure.
Just even the fact that I was, in a relationship with somebody that had that type of capability. Yeah. I've got children that could have been a target if the man knew them. He's never met my 18-year-old, but
right.
Stuff like that goes through your mind when you think about things like that. So just too close to home, man.
Yeah.
Just too close.
I imagine it's really hitting home.
Yeah.
Being associated with somebody that could hurt another human being like that it's eye-opening.
Not to mention, just the fact that you would be so bold to even just take somebody, to go the extreme he did is just mind-boggling. But even just to force somebody to do anything is just a ridiculous thing to think about. Anyway.
Well, Detective Morales explained to me that he said you'd be willing to voluntarily take a polygraph. I want to make it very clear right off the bat. I'm not here to bury you. I'm not here to trick you. I'm here to be up front with you. I'll be very plain and up front with you. Okay? You said you were here voluntarily as far as coming down here. You're not in custody. He said there's no plan for an arrest for you. You haven't done nothing illegal. But he had some concerns since you weren't quite up front yesterday that, he's re-interviewed you today where you're saying, hey,
I understand.
I'm up front now. I wasn't yesterday. I was scared. I didn't know what was going on, but today I am. Well, his concern is he wants to make sure of that.
I understand.
And I'm sure you could, if you put yourself in his shoes,
certainly,
you would understand that. That's where I come in.
Okay.
You know, I'm here to say, hey, is Robert telling the truth, or is Robert holding something back? You know, that's what he wants to know. I want to stress that this is your test. It's not mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the neighbor's. It's not Chris Morales, any other detective. This is your test. I'm going to tell you everything you have to do to pass.
Okay.
All right? I'm not going to trick you. I'm not going, in fact, all the questions I'm going to ask you when you're sitting over there in the chair, okay? I'm going to show you the questions before I attach anything to you.
Okay.
I say, these are your questions. You have a problem with any of them, you need to tell me.
Okay.
We'll change the question. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to help you pass. Okay? Now, a lot of people say, well, I'm nervous as hell. I ain't going to pass this thing.
Yeah.
All right? I've taken them. I work for the sheriff's office here in Sarasota, and I do most of their polygraph tests. I work with another guy, too. And I do all the pre-employment testing. If you want a job with the sheriff's office, you have to take a polygraph test about your past.
Seriously considered it lots of times. If I didn't have a family, it's the only reason why I didn't.
Everybody that sits in the chair before they sit over there is nervous. Everybody that sits in the chair over there is nervous, okay? You can't get around it. It happens. You can't avoid it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But if being nervous failed you, we wouldn't have any cops with the sheriff's office.
True.
Okay? Believe me, when I sat down 14 years ago with my first polygraph test to try to get a job, they didn't have the luxury of a computer and polygraph instrument. We had the old analog system with the ink needles and the ink on the paper, and they hooked that thing up, and that thing was sitting behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I kept hearing the needles going back and forth on that paper, and I'm sitting there thinking, I ain't passing this, ain't no damn way. But I did okay, okay? Being nervous will not fail you. Having sweaty hands won't fail you, okay? And I'll explain more about it.
Having a crappy memory isn't going to fail me, hopefully.
No. As long as you give me your best honest answer.
Okay.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to explain to you how the polygraph works here in a little bit, what each component does, what it looks for, what it records, what kind of reactions I look for.
Okay.
I want you to understand how it works, okay? And I think once you understand how it works, I think that's going to ease your mind a little bit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
May or may not, okay? But as long as you understand it, I think we can move forward with a successful test.
Okay.
Okay? A couple things we need to do. I'm going to give you a little overview of what we're going to do. First off, I'm going to have you sign a consent form sitting here voluntarily. There's no one threatening you. No one put a gun to your head. You're here in this room voluntarily. Any point in time you want to leave, just raise your hand and say, hey, Jeremy, it's not from me.
Okay.
You can leave. Okay? I'm not going to hold you back. The only request that I have is if I have any polygraph component attached to you, let me take it off of you first so you don't drag my computer. And believe it or not, you're looking at about $10,000. Okay?
Okay.
So I don't want to break that. The sheriff would be quite upset with me if I broke it.
No, I understand.
All right? So I'll have you sign that consent form. Another thing, this whole case revolves around criminal.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if it's civil, like an internal investigation that I may be doing within the sheriff's office on an employee or an actual applicant, that's all civil. Okay? But when it revolves around something criminal, I always read Miranda. Doesn't mean you're a suspect. Doesn't matter if you're a suspect or a witness or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I always read Miranda. Has anybody ever read your rights before?
Yeah, when I was 18.
When you're 18. This doesn't mean you're in custody. Doesn't mean I'm going to arrest you. Doesn't mean anybody's going to arrest you. I want you to be aware of your rights as an American citizen. I always do it.
As far as like the fifth?
The fifth, sure.
Mainly.
Yeah. You know, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to talk.
I'm here voluntarily.
You're here voluntarily, but you have the right to remain silent, and I want to make sure that you're aware of that.
Okay.
I don't want to, like I said, I'm not here to trick you. All right?
Is that what you mean when you say the Miranda?
Yes.
I'm not familiar with that term.
Well, I'm going to read it and you will look it over.
Which is fine.
And there's a statement at the end that says that you're aware of your rights and that you want to talk to me.
Okay.
Basically is what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're also going to talk about your medical history. Okay. Not everybody's suitable to take a polygraph test. Taking one is stressful. I want you to stroke out.
Okay.
I've had people pass out in the chairs.
I felt like I was going to pass out a few times
I had to call
in the couple of days.
I had to call the EMS in here to wake them up. All right. But we're going to get a brief medical history because I want to make sure you're going to be okay.
All right.
After we do that, we're going to talk about how the polygraph works. Okay. What each component does, what it records, what I look for. Okay. We're going to talk about the case facts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about your statement you provided to Northport PD today, because that's what they want me to test you.
Of course.
Is your statement true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what's the flip side of that? Are you the type of person that would provide false information to a law enforcement agency? So I'm going to test you on both.
Okay.
All right, that's what your test is going to be on. Did you lie to Northport PD? Are you the type of person that's going to lie?
Okay.
All right. We're going to review all. We're going to make, and I'm going to have you sit down with a piece of paper, and I want your thoughts as far as what kind of questions you think I should ask you.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sit down and I'm going to type out some questions I think I should ask you. I'm going to kind of put them together and see what we can come up with together. Like I said, it's your test. I want you to have some thoughts from you.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make up the questions. We're going to review them.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you the questions before I attach anything to you. You're going to tell me your answer.
Okay.
Then we're going to actually take what they call an acquaintance test. Or have you ever had a polygraph test before?
Way back then, that was when I was 18. And
when you were 18, what year was that?
83, 84.
83, 84. And that was for what?
I got accused of hitting somebody with my car.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a quirky thing, but...
And you took a polygraph on what?
Because
if you did
they
it or
were
not?
lying, yeah.
If you actually did it or not?
Right.
And what was the outcome?
Well, I wasn't charged with anything in regard to
Did they say your polygraph came out, you were telling the truth?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Yeah, it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, it must have been a good result, apparently.
Yeah.
They don't even think, at that time that...
Well, it's been a while.
They don't really disclose everything. I don't remember them telling me whether I passed or not. They probably didn't want to tell me or didn't do it on purpose.
I don't know.
I don't know the procedures.
Well, a lot's changed in polygraphs since then. There's been a lot of advancements. One of them being the computer.
Of course.
It's been a while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what they call an acquaintance test, or some people call it a practice test.
Okay.
This counts for you, not against you.
All right.
What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you write a number on a piece of paper.
Okay.
I'm going to put the paper up in front of you. I'm just going to ask you questions about the numbers.
Apologize.
All right. Can you do
This is my home. Should I turn this off? My wife is calling. Should I answer her or not? Or can I just not?
She knows you're here, right?
Yeah. She's probably just worried about me.
She's probably worried about you. We'll have you call her on your break. In the middle of it, we'll take a break.
Okay.
Practice test. I'm going to just ask you questions about that number with all the components attached to you. Let you get familiar with how everything's attached, how an actual polygraph exam works. All right? And it lets me get familiar with your physiological activity in your body, because that's what I'm recording.
I understand.
Your heart rate, blood pressure, galvanic skin response. Lets me get familiar with that. And I have certain sensitivity buttons on the computer here that I can turn up or down.
Okay.
It's like one of them old 35mm cameras. When you look through it and you adjust it to get a clear picture, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay? And that's what you want. If you're being honest, that's what you want me to do. You want to have, at the end, I want a nice, clear picture.
Right.
Then we're going to do the test several times after that. After we develop the questions and after practice tests, we got everything lined up. You sit in the chair and we'll do the test several times. A lot of people say, well, why do we got to do it several times? I don't want to base my opinion on just one chart.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want clear and consistent charts.
Okay.
all right, that gives a basis for an opinion that's much more accurate.
Okay.
Some polygraph examiners don't work that way. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you all the questions up front, some don't. All right. I think that's the fairest thing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what I'm here. I'm here to be fair with you.
Okay.
After we do that, I'm going to print out the charts on the printer.
Okay.
Then I'll score them, and I'll go over the results with you.
Okay.
Sound fair enough? All right. Let me get some. I want to start by getting some information from you.
Police collect Robert's personal information.
What's your education level?
Some college.
Some college, a couple years or 1 year?
No, just community college.
Would you go there a
Few
year?
semesters.
2 semesters. All right. I want to go over with you the consent form, okay? I'm going to have you sign that.
Investigators get Robert's consent for the polygraph exam.
What kind of work you do?
Construction.
Yeah? That's low, huh?
Very.
Yeah.
Was pretty good for a while.
Yeah? It'll pick up again. This area, I've been through it a couple other times. It gets slow and then it starts picking back up. You getting any work?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty steady.
Steady? Just
Mm-hmm.
just not being able to pick and choose.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and I got a couple guys that are good, like a friend of mine for years that does drywall work. He owns his own drywall business, and anytime I need to call him, he'll always take me and he pays me $20 an hour as a backup. I mean, we're not starving. We're doing all right. So
That's a pretty good reputation.
when I was doing good, yeah, that's based on total word of mouth. That's how I built my business the past 7.5 years.
The guys don't have good reputations aren't getting to work right now. It's just the best.
They're gone, yeah. And then as well, as far as that's concerned, I mean, just anytime somebody that I do work for, they'll end up, I always give them cards, and then so it'll spread that way. If I get a job from somebody, I give them a couple cards, and I usually always get a call from somebody else through that person, which works really good for me.
Police read Robert his Miranda rights.
Now, do you build actual homes or you just remodel?
No, I just remodel.
Just remodel.
Or do, handyman. A lot of the work.
That might be picking up because people, instead of moving or building, maybe deciding to...
Now that the snowbirds are back, it's picked up because there's a lot of things that I do that are like handyman type.
Yeah.
Like
You have a license?
I'm licensed to
You're a
operate.
licensed contractor?
I'm not.
No.
I wish I was.
Yeah.
I've been self-employed since we moved here, and so unfortunately, a couple times I've tried to get licensed in certain, like aluminum or certain specific parts of the construction thing. And the problem I have is that because I've been working for myself and not for somebody else.
No one can vouch for you.
Right, you got to have 4 years under somebody else that you've been working for, and so I can't. Then they only let me take the test. Kind of a catch-22. So. I tried to go work.
Do you have
with other
somebody
people.
that'll pull permits for you?
I had a couple people that used to, now and then, but unfortunately they're doing such little work themselves that I don't get any overflow anymore from those people. They're down to skeleton crews and they're just barely feeding their own guys. And I mean, when I was doing a lot of like subcontractor type work under their license, I actually had a couple guys that were working for me, and so it was pretty good. So now I don't really have anybody working for me. It's just kind of pretty much me. So.
All right. Let me get a little background information on you. You know the reason why we're here? You're here?
Yes.
What's the reason why you're here?
To help to prosecute a criminal.
Yeah, but why are you sitting in this polygraph room?
Because I was not fully honest the first time I spoke to the authorities.
Is that out of character for you?
Yes, it's out of character for me.
But now, you've talked to Detective Morales today, and at this point, now you're up front with everything.
I feel comfortable that I've said everything, yes.
Everything he's asked you, you've answered to the best of your ability.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let's say, for an example, you didn't. Okay. What kind of person would you be?
Pretty sinful.
Sinful? Someone without integrity? A liar?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know. How were you raised as a child?
I was raised to be, you know, caring and to be honest. And
were you raised by both mom and dad?
No, my mom primarily.
Primarily your mom. She teach you from right from wrong?
Yeah.
Did she teach you about lying and telling the truth?
Mm-hmm.
What's the earliest memory you have about that?
Boy. Probably, I mean, I guess I'd have to say back in, you know, grade school, I guess. Yeah.
What memory was that?
I don't have a specific memory. I just know that, I mean,
Do you remember your mom correcting you, punishing you, yelling at you? Don't lie.
I get spanked.
Don't steal.
Uh-huh.
Corporal punishment. I know I sure as hell got it.
Yeah, I got spanked pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Especially when they found out that you lied to either your mom or your dad. I mean, it was almost a guaranteed you got whacked on the back end.
Absolutely.
How have you done with raising your kids? Have you passed that on to your kids, teaching them right from wrong? You wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't.
Exactly.
How are they doing?
They're okay. I mean, I got, you know, they lie occasionally.
What kid doesn't?
Yeah.
What about in school? You a good student?
I'm pretty good. I graduated from high school with a 3.0. It's kind of...
Get along with your teachers?
Yeah.
Get in trouble in school at all?
Oh, yeah. I got in trouble a little bit. I've gotten a couple fights with people. And,
were you?
You know, skipping.
What kind of fights
not
were
having
they
homework done, probably a couple, 3 times.
What kind of fights were they? About girls, or were they about
just more
arguments?
Fights, you know.
Yeah. Who's bigger than the other one?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Or who says, you know, somebody said something mean to you. I mean, I wasn't a violent person.
You play sports?
Yeah, I played football.
What position did you play?
Well, I was third string, but
okay.
Tight end, and played receiver, but it was like short receiver, not.
Get along with your coaches?
Yeah.
You said you ran track. What'd you run?
I just did that 1 year, and I wasn't really that good. I don't remember times or anything, but...
Were you ever expelled or suspended?
I think I did. It's very hard for me to remember, but I know I skipped a lot.
Yeah. Which
I remembered, that's kind of a stupid thing that they suspend you from school for skipping when you're not in school, so they kick you out.
Yeah. Is there anything you should have been suspended or expelled for that you did in high school?
Other than, no, I got caught.
You got caught every time, huh?
Well, I mean, if you're not there, you're not there. They take roll.
Well, what I'm asking is you didn't do anything you weren't caught for.
I never got caught for smoking pot, and I smoked pot in high school.
You did a little pot in high school?
Yeah.
So. You'd probably get suspended for that, wouldn't you?
I would think so, yeah. And having it on you, of course.
Well, back then it wasn't, they didn't make quite as big a deal as they probably would now.
That's true, yeah.
You know, now you just go away and you might go to prison for having controlled substance on school ground.
Yeah, you may, yeah, I don't know.
So that's the only thing you can think of you probably would have been suspended or expelled for, being caught with some marijuana at school.
Yeah. I mean, my grades were always fairly decent. I think there was only one teacher I really didn't like, and that was my history teacher, and nobody really liked him anyway. I mean, he was kind of
that type teachers are hard to get along with.
Yeah. He didn't get along with anybody.
Did you go in the military?
No, never did.
So you went right from high school. Did you go right into college, or did you go to work?
No, I've always had jobs even through school. The last couple of years of high school, I was working and going to school just a few hours and working. And they called it co-op there, but it's different now.
So it was like an on-the-job training. You got high school credits for it, or?
You got school credit for
Right.
being to work. Your employer had to fill
Sign
out
off,
a sheet
and
saying you were there and
You
whatnot.
were there and you were being
Mhm.
good and no problem
Showing
kind
up.
of thing.
Yeah.
So what'd you do out of high school? What'd you do for work?
I worked at Wendy's during and through. I worked at a factory where it was like a sub company for GM. We made parts for GM cars, but it wasn't GM.
How long were you there?
I was there a couple of years, a little over a
You
year.
leave there on good terms?
Yeah.
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 And then what'd you do after that?
I worked for, let's see, I had a few different jobs. I worked for a company that we delivered luggage out of the airport. I did
Mhm.
that kind of on and off.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes had two different jobs at the same time.
So you look back, when did you start working for yourself, self-employed?
Well, not until I moved here.
Not till you moved. When did you move here?
1999, 99 is, it was like right at the turn of 98, 99, so.
So you've been here for almost
Okay.
10 years. It's 2008 now.
Yeah, it's about 8, yeah.
Close to 10 years, 9, 8 years.
Yeah, I've been saying 8, but yeah, I guess
Yeah.
time flies, eh?
Yeah.
I've been in business for, the year.
So you've been doing construction work, kind of self-employed, subbing things out, you get pick stuff up.
When I first started, it was just a handyman
Yeah.
business, and then it picked up. And then during the time that I was doing that, because obviously I couldn't make ends meet off of just starting out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, when I first moved here, I was working for a rescreening company,
Mhm.
and that's what I secured that job in order for me to move here. I wanted to make sure I had a job,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't really turn out to pay as much as they said they would, and so that's when I started,
Doing stuff
doing
like that.
started my own business, and I was kind of doing it.
What's your business called?
Mr. Honeydew.
Mr. Honeydew, huh?
I've since incorporated it's Salvador Enterprises, but
Mhm.
it's still DBA Mr. Honeydew, so because that's how everybody knows me
Right.
out there. So, yeah. And so I did the screening, and then that wasn't paying, so I started the Mr. Honeydew, and then my mom had a pest control guy come out one day, and she met him, and he was a church-going guy, and he mentioned something about them needing work, and so I interviewed with them, and I did pest control for
Mhm.
about 3 years, and at the same time I was doing my Mr. Honeydew stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it got to the point where I couldn't do both anymore, and so I quit the pest control company.
It's smarter to work for yourself. I mean,
Yeah,
you
obviously.
control your own income.
Right, and it was, it's been going well, and there was a little short period where I kind of thought that it was, I could maybe be making some more money somewhere else, and I'm not sure how the company got my name exactly, but there's a remodeling company called S&E.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I got acquainted with one of them, and so I inquired on possibly working for them, and I interviewed with them, and I got hired with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, actually, that's how I ended up meeting Mike, was through that company, because they did remodel work,
Mm-hmm.
and they would follow behind a lot of the plumbing work that Babes did.
Mhm.
They got some kind of thing with Babes
Mhm.
work. So I worked for them for about a year, and then at the same time, we agreed when I interviewed with them that, I still wanted to keep my business, and that I was basically getting hired with them because I wanted to have extra income.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have a problem with me, moonlighting my Mr. Honeydew business as long as it didn't interfere with any of their customers, which was
Sure.
fine. Most of their customers were on the island anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And, so that went on for about a year, and then I kind of got sick of that because I just kind of wanted to be more on my own, and I was still doing
Mhm.
pretty good. So I left with them, and I've been on my own, pretty much since. And,
All right. Well, let me explain to you how the polygraph works. Okay.
Investigators explain how the polygraph test will work.
You know if you want to lie or not,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can try to convince your wife, the detective out here, me, everybody around you that you're not lying about something.
Right.
You know if you want. You can't convince yourself.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I ask you a question and you lie.
Okay.
What I'm looking for is that autonomic response, because that's what I'm recording is your autonomic nervous system.
Right.
I'm going to see an autonomic response. It's going to be very clear and it's going to be very plain
Okay.
to that question.
Mm-hmm.
You think you're going to have that autonomic response if you're telling the truth?
Well, you shouldn't, no.
There's no fear in telling the truth. Now, sometimes the truth don't make you look good.
And yeah.
Right? Sometimes the truth hurts. But just
I may feel uncomfortable about telling the truth.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But think of the difference. I'm uncomfortable, okay? Truth may hurt a little bit. Am I going to get a little response to it? Yeah. I might have some response. You're going to respond to every question. But when you're thinking about it, the truth response versus I'm lying, big difference.
Right.
Right? That's what I look for.
Okay.
All right? And that's why I don't base my opinion on just one chart.
Okay.
I want clear and consistent responses to the questions
Okay.
to form an opinion. Is this person being honest?
Okay.
All right? And if you're not going to be honest, it's going to be very clear.
All right.
Okay? Now, 2 things you have to do successfully today to pass the test. Number 1 is 100% honesty.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And I tell people this because I've had people fall for it. They think they can just tell me part of it,
Mm-hmm.
part of the story. All right? Leave some things out because it
Right.
doesn't make them look good.
Well, I don't.
Even though, let me give you an example.
Out.
Let me give you an
I've been
example.
trying to.
I've tested a guy on if he stabbed somebody and killed them or not. Okay? Think of important issue? Yeah, very much so. He said, hey, I didn't stab the guy. I was there. I didn't do it. Okay? Well, okay, let's take a test on it. He fails. And I told him, we're going to talk about the incident as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Not just if you stabbed him or not.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about it as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
During this interview, if you lie to me about any part of this incident as a whole, you're going to affect the test if you stabbed him or not. Because why? You're lying.
Right.
Okay? You'll fail the test. Don't fall in that trap. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So when I tell you to tell me the whole truth on everything we talk about,
Mm-hmm.
okay, come to find out, he didn't stab the guy. But you know what he did? He didn't tell me about the crackhead stripper he had at the house he was screwing behind his wife's back.
I see.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
He lied to me about a lot of the story.
Okay.
Now, he wasn't lying to me about did he stab the guy or not. He's telling the truth there.
Okay.
But he lied to me about everything else.
Uh-huh.
That affected the test. It came out he was lying. He's a liar. He was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't fall in that trap.
Okay.
You have to be honest from start to beginning. From the beginning to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you had to grade yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, number 1 being the lionest dog that ever walked the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and 10 is an angel. Okay? Taking your whole life into consideration, your honesty, Robert Salvador's honesty,
Mm-hmm.
where do you think you'd fall on that scale?
Probably 8.
8? So if I ask you 10 questions, you're going to lie on 2 of them?
I would. It's kind of point blank, isn't it? But
The reason I ask you that, Robert, okay, 8 outside these doors is phenomenal.
oh, really?
Sure. Everybody lies.
Okay.
When's the last
I
time
feel
you
pretty
lied?
bad about it myself.
Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Let's say my wife puts on a dress.
Mm-hmm.
Does this dress make my butt look big? You think I'm gonna tell her it
That
does?
don't count, does it?
You think I'm gonna tell her it does?
Yeah. Well,
No, I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot.
Right.
Why did I lie?
Because you love her.
I love her. I want to spare her feelings.
Exactly.
That's called a socially accepted lie. Okay? But the reason I ask you that is because in this 4 corners of this room, you gotta be an angel.
Yeah.
Okay? Anything short of an angel, you ain't gonna do so well.
I understand.
You have to live with the results of this test just like I do. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do everything right, how I'm supposed to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make a mistake. Where the mistake may be made is on your end.
I understand.
Okay? So, let's back up. 2 things you have to do successfully to pass. One is what? 100% honest.
Mm-hmm.
You achieve that, you got a half down.
All right.
Number 2 is 100% cooperation. Okay, and the cooperation part's going to come when you're sitting over in the chair.
Okay.
I'm going to give you very specific instructions that have to be followed.
Okay.
If you don't follow those instructions, you're not going to pass the test.
Okay.
All right? The instructions may sound simple, but sometimes they're difficult. I watched your interview you did with Detective Morales today.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
So, I understand where you're coming from when you say, hell, I didn't want to admit I'm associated with this guy.
Exactly.
Okay? Maybe you didn't realize at that point how important it was.
I certainly did not. I mean,
sometimes people think because they know them, they're guilty by association, and all of a sudden they're wrapped up and they're arrested for something they didn't do. I understand that.
exactly. Exactly what I've been
That's-
feeling for the last 2 days.
That's exactly what we don't want to do. Okay? I know a lot of bad people myself. I mean, I condone what they do or did. Doesn't mean I'm a part of it.
Just because of the fact that, you know, he's got different girlfriends and sex out of wedlock and things like that were the main reasons why my wife didn't care for him, and the main reasons why I didn't want her to know that he
Yeah,
had called me.
I like to use my wife as a guide.
I should more, yeah, obviously. And
Don't tell her I told you that.
No,
All right, I wouldn't. I ain't never going to admit it.
You're not the first one that said that. I've had a friend of mine that said that to
When
me
she
the other
says,
day.
hey, I really don't care that, you know, there's something.
I had a friend of mine.
Intuition.
A friend of mine said that to me the other day. He said, you know, when are we going to learn, us guys, to listen to our wife's gut feelings? Because they're always right when it comes to that.
But now that, and you have admittedly withheld some information to Detective Morales when they first interviewed you today.
Mm-hmm.
But my questions today on this polygraph is, are you in holding, or did you lie to Northport PD today? Not yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Not last week. They contacted you last week. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay? Today. Did you lie today? Now, we're going to go over your story again, because I want to make sure, because right now is the time. If there's anything different, now is the time you got to say, well, I didn't tell you about this.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to be sitting over in the chair over there thinking, well, I wonder if I should have said that. I wonder if
I've been thinking that the whole
I'm
time.
wondering
Things I need to make sure that
I wonder if I should have told him that. I remembered it, but I don't wonder if I should have told him that. It's embarrassing.
Okay. Mhm.
You don't need to feel embarrassed with me.
Okay.
All right? And I've had people fall in this trap because they're afraid their wife will going to find out.
Yeah.
All right? Hell, there's probably things about me I wouldn't want my wife to know.
Yeah.
Would be what? Embarrassing.
Mhm.
Maybe she would look at you different.
Right.
Okay? I know Chris told you this before. We ain't gonna tell him nothing. It's on you, as a man and wife. Okay? But as it relates to our case, we need to know.
Mhm.
Make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll get off my soapbox now.
I appreciate everything you guys are doing. I really do.
All right. I want to go back in your story last Thursday.
Okay.
Remember the day? What was the date?
The 17th.
17th. You woke up that morning?
Yes, sir.
What time did you wake up?
Usually I get up, it was right around 7 a.m.
7 a.m.?
Yes, sir. Not exactly, I don't know the exact minute.
Not looking for an exact minute.
Okay.
All right. I want to make it clear with you. If you tell me you did something that, let's say, You. All right? It could be 12:03. Hell, it could be 12:30. What I'm looking for is your best honest answer.
Okay.
As long as we have that, we're fine.
Because just so you know, even when I tell a customer I'm coming over, I like to use the word ish a lot. You know? I'll say, yeah, I'll be there at 1-ish, you know, or 1:30-ish, and that way it kind of helps to make me not look bad for being 10 minutes late.
Listen, I know I could ask you how many times you smoked marijuana in your life, and you couldn't tell me the exact number probably. Most people can't. Some can. Hey, I did it 3 times. It was here, here, and here.
Right.
Most people, well, I don't know. So what I usually ask for is your best honest answer.
Okay.
Is it less than 1,000 or less than 50? All right? People know that.
Right.
Okay? So when I ask you what time did you get up, you could say around 7.
Okay.
When I got up.
Okay.
It may be 7:03 or 7:30. I don't mean you're lying. I just want
Okay.
to know your best honest answer. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go back to 1:17:08.
Yes.
You woke up at approximately 1,900 hours. 700 hours.
Yes.
7 o'clock a.m.
Mm-hmm.
What time did you leave the house?
Approximately 8.
What did you do in between 7 and 8?
I went, between 7 and 8, I got myself dressed. I prayed with my wife. I got a cup of coffee out of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. So you got around for work?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Did
Yeah.
you make any phone calls?
No.
So it was just you and your wife and kids in the house. You got
Yeah.
around for work,
Correct.
visited with your wife a little bit, prayed, and you left at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Where did you go?
I went to Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
On 41 next to the car wash. In Venice.
Which car wash? Eager Beaver?
Yeah, Eager Beaver. Then there's a gas station on one side and a car wash on the other side. And I'm not gross. I think it's a Speedway.
Got your car washed?
No. I went to Dunkin'
I
Donuts.
went to Dunkin' Donuts. Then where'd you go?
From there,
Did you make any phone calls yet?
yes, I made phone calls in the parking lot there.
In the parking lot of Dunkin' Donuts?
Yes.
Who'd you call?
I called, and I called a few of my customers. I know the Bayers were one. Mr. Akers, I believe, was one. And
You were supposed to do work for them that day?
no, I was trying to get work from them.
You're trying to get work?
Yeah, I called, you know, and
You didn't have any work scheduled that day?
I did have work scheduled that day. It was a job I had been working on.
So after you call your customers in the parking lot, probably ate your donut.
Yeah, and I have a Palm Pilot. I was playing around with that a lot, trying to trying to figure out what work I had, what potential customers were on there.
Then what'd you do?
And then I either got gasoline or I went to get my. Can I look at my receipt?
Sure.
Sorry. Because they were within minutes.
Did you show Detective Morales your receipt?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I did get gas first. Which would make sense, because the gas station was right there.
You got gas before Dunkin' Donuts?
No, after.
Or after Dunkin' Donuts. So after you called your customers, you got gas?
Correct.
Where?
Sunoco. Right on 41.
Is that next to the Dunkin' Donuts? Or right across from there?
Yeah, it's right in that, yeah.
Then what?
And then, I went to...
Call anybody else? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I went to Wolf Camera.
Where at?
It was on the corner of Venice Avenue and 41.
What time did you get there?
I was about 10 to 10.
Approximately 9:50 in the morning.
Yes.
What'd you do there?
I got a picture taken, passport picture.
Where are you going?
Not going anywhere. For the past several weeks, I've been in the process of trying to get a concealed license, and that was one of the things I needed before I took the application.
All right. Where'd you go then?
Then,
you call anybody?
in the meantime, I'm sorry, I can't remember if I called or, I know I spoke with Mrs. Bayer somewhere in that time frame.
After you talked to her in the parking lot, or did you just left a message in the parking lot?
It was after. I left a message in the parking lot.
So then you finally got a hold of
She
her?
received, yeah. And
She called you back?
Yes. And it was
While you were at
sometime,
Wolf Camera?
it was sometime in between when I was going there, or I don't remember her calling while I was there.
All right.
I'm sorry. Anyways, I ended up getting her okay to come over and write her and measure her.
So after you went to Wolf Camera, you went to Mrs. Barrett's house?
Mm-hmm.
You went over there to measure?
Mm-hmm.
For work?
Yes.
What time did you leave to go there? Now, you said you got to Wolf Camera about 9:50 in the morning.
I was at Wolf Camera a good probably 20 minutes or so, because it took them a while to...
So about 10:15 you left to go to her house?
Yeah, somewhere in that
What time did you get there?
That's about what time I got there.
Oh, 10:15?
Yeah, it seems like it was about that time. I know the only reason why I'm saying that because I don't know for sure. But I know that I was just leaving. It was right just after 11 o'clock when I was leaving. And I know that I was at her house for at least a half an hour or 40 minutes.
So you arrived at Mrs. Baer's house at approximately what time?
Approximately 10:15, 10:20. Actually, I'm thinking more like maybe 10:30, I guess.
So you think you got there somewhere around 10:20, 10:30?
Yes. I told you I'm not real good at times.
Hey, as long as it's your honest answer, you're gonna pass.
I guess that's the disadvantage of being self-employed and out there. It's still, it's not something that I really have to worry about too much. Anyway.
All right.
That's the thing I'm concerned about. Just so I can just say this.
Sure.
It concerns me that I don't remember exactly what time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
concerned
about how that's going to affect my test.
It's not going to.
Okay.
All right. Your test is affected when you know you're lying.
Okay. Well, if I don't know for sure what time it is, I kind of feel like I might be lying.
All right. You're reading too much into it.
Oh.
You're telling me your best honest answer.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking you to do.
Okay.
I'm not testing you.
But just it bothers me that I can't remember.
Listen,
I
I'm
kind of hate
not
that about
testing
myself.
you that the fact is you got there at 10:30.
Okay.
I'm testing you on what you believe.
Okay. Because that's just a
can't
concern of mine,
I
and
can't
I'm afraid
test you
that that's
on-
going to make me look
I
like I'm lying.
can't test you on the actual facts.
Okay.
I can only test you on what you honestly believe.
Okay. Thanks.
That's how the polygraph works.
Okay, good.
All right? So you got there about 10:20, 10:30. I mean, that's when you got there. What time did you leave?
It was just after 11, say 5 to 10 after 11.
And did you talk to anybody at Mrs. Baer's house on the
I
phone?
talked to Mr. Bayer.
Mr. Baer, he was there.
Yeah, he was there.
All right.
Mrs. Bayer had stepped out. He said that she had stepped out.
Okay. So you leave there. Where do you go from there?
From there, it was still raining, and so that's when I was thinking about going to the range. I was gonna,
Now, do you carry your guns with you, or
not on a regular basis.
Did
no.
you have them with you that day?
I took them with me in the morning because it was raining, and anticipated I was going to.
You thought maybe you would go to the gun range right from the get-go in the morning because of the rain.
Correct.
That things didn't work out where you could work.
Well, and I knew that I didn't have any set appointments with anybody other than I had to go finish the screen job that day that I had been doing the previous days.
Mm-hmm.
I was anticipating going there first and getting it done with and over with. That was pretty much going to be my pay for the week.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that if I didn't get it done, I wasn't going to get a paycheck that week, until the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I really tried to get paid before Friday so that I can get the money in the bank and then have it clear before the weekend. Otherwise, I'm out all weekend and don't have any money, to deposit.
So it's raining, you can't do the screen, right?
Right, and I do remember making a phone call to the Mrs. Todd. That was the screen job lady.
When did you call her?
It was in that time frame.
While you were at Mrs. Bears?
It was either before or after. No, it was after I left the Bears.
So you call after you leave the Bears. You call her and say, "Hey, it's raining, and I can't finish it today."
Yeah. Well, and she was one of the calls I made before, but I didn't actually. I don't believe I actually talked to her.
Okay.
And so
left a message.
Yeah, because I knew it was raining, and I knew I didn't want her to sit there and be waiting for me to show up.
In the parking lot when you called Bear and Acres, you called Todd too?
Pretty sure she's on.
Todd, T-O-D-D?
Yeah, that's the last name. And then...
So they called you back?
Or
did you make another phone call too then? You remember?
I'm sorry, I don't remember if I called or they called.
Okay.
I made so many phone calls during the day.
You made contact with them?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so you made contact after you left the Bears home?
Yes. And it was in the same time frame.
What'd you tell them?
I told her that I wasn't, because it was raining, I was asking permission if it would be okay with her if I came later on in the day to go to screen.
Mm-hmm. After the rain stopped?
Right. I told her I was.
What'd she say?
She had no problem with it at all. She was fine.
All right. And you obviously were talking to her while you were in you got a van or a truck?
Yeah, it was in my van.
Van. After you left the Bears home, you
Correct.
Driving down the road, you talked to Mrs. Todd and said, "Hey, it's raining, you mind if I come in the afternoon after it stops?" She says, "No problem." Where are you driving to?
I was, at that time, contemplating going to the range.
So you're heading towards the range?
Mm-hmm. Now, it's coming to my remembrance, too, that I did stop at the storage unit in between going to the range right after. I went to my storage unit.
So you left the Bear home and to go to your storage unit?
To go to my storage unit. I didn't remember this when I spoke to them.
That's fine. So you left to Bear's home about 11:05, 11:10, somewhere around in there. You left to go to your storage unit. During the drive, you called Mrs. Todd and talked to her about the screen job.
Spoke to her on the phone, yeah.
All right. Did you call anybody else?
No, Mike. That's what the time when Mike King called.
Mike called you?
Mike King called me right as I was leaving the Bears house. So I believe I'm quite positive I spoke to the Mrs. Todd afterwards. Because when I was leaving the Bears house, that was what I wanted to do, was go to the gun range. And
he called you?
Yes, he called me.
So what did he call for?
He called to, we spoke in the past. He called to confirm that I was still going to be able to help him find furniture. He called in again, asked about the fact that he was wanting to work, or if I had any work. And then I also confirmed with him I said I was going to give him a TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mentioned to him that I was going to the gun range.
So he called about furniture. You said you'd give him?
Well, I didn't say I was going to give him furniture. I told him I was going to give him a TV.
So he called about TV?
It was the same stuff we had been talking about. I guess he was just making sure I was still going to follow through. It's the only thing I can think of.
And about finding some furniture. Right?
That's what we had been talking about, yeah.
For his home?
Pardon?
Finding furniture for his home? At that point, you mentioned to him that you were going to go to the gun range?
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned to him you were going to the gun range, and did he ask if he can come, or did you
No,
invite him?
I invited him.
And that was all before you got to your storage unit?
Mm-hmm.
What time did you get to your storage unit?
It was, I was driving, I would say it probably only took me 10 or 15 minutes to get there, so.
So you left there at 5 or 10 after 11, so you got to your storage unit, what, about 11:30?
Yeah, probably about 11:30. Because all I had to do was get a different size roll of screen. Because there was 2 sections that were longer than the 6-foot screen that I had in my van. I didn't remember that the other day. I go to my storage unit pretty often in the course of the week. Sometimes.
So you went there to exchange screen, right?
Grab another roll, yeah.
Okay.
A different size roll.
So you leave. At that point, you already confirmed with Mr. King that you will go, invited him to the gun range, and
correct.
You guys would meet there.
Correct.
And after you got what you needed out of your storage unit,
I went right there.
He met you there. You didn't pick him up?
No, when we were on the phone, I presumed he knew where it was, and he told me that he didn't. And so what I did was I told him to just meet me at the gas station on the corner of Laurel Road and Knights Trail Park, because that was kind of an easy landmark. You couldn't really miss it.
And then how long were you at your storage unit?
Oh, it was very brief.
Were you there
5 minutes? 5-10 minutes. I have to move stuff out of the way to get to some areas of it because it's kind of cramped in there. But
you've never been to that gun range with Mike before?
No, never.
So you met Mike at the gas station, corner.
I would guess
corner
now.
Of Laurel and Knights Trail.
Yes. And again, I apologize on the times thing.
What time do you think you got there?
I think I would have gotten there somewhere in between 11:30 and 12 o'clock.
At the
gas station.
About quarter to noon, you got over there by the gas station, you think, somewhere?
I think somewhere in that neighborhood, yes.
And then you guys immediately drove to the gun range?
Yeah, we exchanged, just for a minute or 2 or 5, maybe tops, in the parking lot that, it was up the street. I had to tell him to follow me up there, so. He was there already when I had got there.
You spoke for a moment in parking lot. Then you drove over there separate.
Correct.
And that means you probably arrived there about noon?
Yeah, could have been a little before.
Well, that's stuff we can check out.
Okay. Yeah, the time is there, and so that's why I feel, that's where I said before, I feel like sometimes it appears as though I'm lying because I can't remember exactly the time, and I know that there's a record of the time. So it bothers me that I'm not remembering.
No one expects you to.
Okay.
Right.
Well, the way they speak to you when you're interns, they're making me feel like they expect me to.
Well, listen. Well, they may make you feel that way, but the difference is if you tell us that you're about noon, but in all actuality you didn't check in at 4 p.m., that's a big discrepancy.
Well, yeah.
We need to talk to you about it, all right? But if you tell us you got there about noon and it shows you got there at 12:30, who cares?
Okay, well, good. Thank you. It makes me feel more comfortable when you say that because that's my concern mostly.
That tells me that you're being upfront.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So you got to the gun range.
It's embarrassing to me is one thing I'd like to say. It's embarrassing to me that I have a problem with that kind of remembering things. It also scares the crap out of me because my aunt and my father both have Parkinson's disease, and she died of it, and he has it, and I'm so very fearful of getting that disease, and I know that that's part of the signs.
All right. So you get to the gun range at noon. check in.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are shooting guns.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously brings his own gun.
Mm-hmm.
How many guns did he have?
Just the one that I saw.
Okay. And what time do you leave?
We left there about, we were there about an hour, so we left there just shortly after 1 o'clock.
Shortly after 1 o'clock, you leave. Where do you guys?
10, 15 minutes
You guys
after
part
1.
ways?
Pardon?
You guys part ways at that point?
Yes, we parted ways. He followed me out,
Mm-hmm.
and
Where did he say he was going?
he told me, I asked what he was doing, and he said he wasn't doing anything. He was just going to try and, prepare to get moved back into his house. And he didn't really say anything.
So where do you go?
We went up Laurel Road. He got on the interstate, and he went southbound. I passed the interstate, and I turned on Pine Brook. And then I went to the Todd's address, Mrs. Todd, Mr. and Mrs. Todd. There was a time when he had called, his phone called me, and I'm having trouble. I know that I was in my van, and I can't remember if it was when I was before I went to the Todds or after I went to the Todds, but there was nobody on the phone, because I remember me trying to say hello, hello, hello.
But it was definitely his phone.
It was his phone, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you left range, went to the Todd's home, and you arrived at the Todd's home about what time?
It was about 1:30. And that's a question that if you ask me, I'll be pretty sure of, because she told me. Because she was napping, and her dog was barking when I was there, and I woke her up. Trying to help myself pass the test here.
Mike, what's southbound? I-75, right?
Yes, sir.
And you went to the Todd's home, arriving there at 1:30?
1:30.
1:30, yes. Got it, 1:30. Fixed screen?
Yes.
What time did you leave?
It took me about 2 hours to finish the job, so I left. It was a little after 3 o'clock, so
where'd you
about
go from there?
3:30.
About 3:30 you left. Where'd you go?
Actually, it was later than 3:30, because I went from there. I went to Checkers and got a couple of things to eat. So.
Before you went to her house? Or after?
No, after I left her house.
Actually, after you left her house at about?
It was around. Must have been a little bit after 3:30.
About 3:40, somewhere in there?
3:40, yeah, somewhere in that
You
area.
left her house about 3:40, went to Checkers on
Mhm.
41?
Yeah, on the corner of 41 and Shamrock.
Okay, so you left, went to Todd, arrived here at 3:30, fixed screen, left at approximately 3:40. Went to Checkers.
Not the healthiest decision I've ever made.
You've been there, done it. Went to Checkers. Did you eat there?
No.
You got it to go?
Yeah.
Where'd you go after that?
Then I went to the storage unit.
Went to Checkers. Went to storage unit. Arriving at what time?
It was about 10:15 after 4. In that neighborhood. Between, probably.
What storage unit arriving at
Say 4:15.
16:15, which is 4:15, approximately.
I'm not that good at military time, sorry.
How long were you there, and what time did you leave?
I was there for about an hour and a half, approximately.
What did you do there?
I disassembled all of my the handguns that I had.
Cleaned them up?
Cleaned them all. Put away my screen I had in the job, left over from the job, and you know, that was the end of that job, so I, you know, took all the trash I had and I cleaned out the van a little bit, but most of the time I spent cleaning my weapons and
So you cleaned out your van, cleaned your guns up.
mm-hmm.
Then where'd you go?
And then I went home. I was in no hurry. I knew my wife had called in the meantime and told me they were going for a walk, which is common. You know, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get there in time to go with them, which normally I don't. And they tried to go before dark, which I don't like her going after dark anyway. So I just kind of took my sweet old time.
So you got there 4:15, you're there a half, be 5:15, 5:45. You think you left the storage unit about 5:45?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Between 5:45, 6 o'clock.
That concluded your day.
Yes, sir. I was home for the rest of the day.
Okay. Okay, that's a pretty good count.
Yeah.
Better than most people can do.
You know, it took me 3 days to get it put together.
Well, you didn't know you were going to have to remember it line by line, did you?
And I had to dig receipts out of my trash can just so I could help remember what time it was when I was at place.
Well, receipts help.
Yeah. And I wish I had all of them.
Cell phone records help.
Yeah. Which I wish I hadn't deleted.
Well, I'm sure they're going to pull.
Yeah.
That gives times and dates and who you called, who called you, and pull any others. It's an accurate account.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I want to talk a little bit about your relationship with Mr. King.
Okay.
Now, after listening to the interview you had with Mr. Morales a little while ago, what kind of relationship did you have with him? Was it just acquaintance level, somewhat business, professional?
More business. We knew each other long enough that we kind of, were.
How long have you known him?
It seems like it's been about 3 years to me.
So you know him approximately 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
When you met on the job?
Yes.
Evidence has shown that Mr. King is somewhat sexually deviant.
Which I've learned, yes.
And you've heard what?
Well, aside from what I've learned, you mean through the news, or?
What do you know?
I know that he's had a history of having a lot of girlfriends for a short period of time.
Right. Well, that could be good or bad. He's a single guy,
Yeah.
Depending on morality issues that you're struggling with.
To me, it's not really that good of a lifestyle.
Well, for me either, but some people would brag about it.
And I agree. I have people. There's other people I know that have even worked for me that thought that was a cool thing. You guys get a girlfriend whenever he wants, whatever, which I couldn't understand. But whatever.
So what do you know about him? Evidence is showing that he's been somewhat sexually deviant.
I don't understand what you mean when you say sexually deviant. I'm sorry to be
doing things you probably shouldn't be doing. That's why I'm asking you as far as what you know as far as his sexual life.
See, I'm not aware of anything other than he's had many girlfriends, and I know that he's had, I'm sure, sex with all of them. He's told me a couple of times that hey, she was good in bed, and
you're right.
He's never really told me any details, and I think he knows that I'm the type of person that wouldn't really want to sit there and listen to it anyways. He's never told me any gross things that he's done or had done.
Did he ever talk to you about guns?
We've mentioned, way back, before he came back into the picture, about, he said he had a 357, because I got one that was my dad's, that, so we talked about briefly, it'd be kind of cool someday if we could go to the range. And that's really
And
why...
he said he had a .357?
Yeah, he said he had 357.
And is that the type of gun he had out at the range?
No, it wasn't.
What was it?
It was a 9mm.
Semi-auto?
Yeah, it was
9mm semi-auto.
Glock style, but not a Glock.
Looked somewhat like a Glock, but it wasn't a Glock.
No, it was
like an
a lot
off-brand?
more slimline than a Glock. It didn't have a contoured handle, like I have a Taurus, and it's distinctively made to fit your hand, that kind of thing. His was kind of seemed more straight, square.
Right. Did you ask him what a .357 was?
He said he didn't have it anymore.
Oh. What did you say he did with it?
I didn't ask.
Didn't ask? He didn't say either.
No. I did ask him, though.
You did ask him what he did with it?
I said, what happened to your 357? He said, oh, I don't have it anymore, so.
Did he seem deviant to you as far as sexually, as far as him talking about his behaviors?
He didn't appear to be more than just your typical whore dog, type guy that's single.
Well, working in the construction industry, there's a lot of crap out there that, You're telling me he didn't seem
out of the ordinary for his type of person, for his type of, for being a lost, I don't know how to say it. My definition would be that it's something that you would expect from a lost person. That didn't know the Lord, that doesn't, believe in God. I don't know if he believes in God or not. I don't think if he does, he doesn't practice, good morality.
So you thought his morality was off kilter, but it wasn't anything unusual.
It's no more off kilter than your average
person that's off kilter.
I guess, for lack of a better way to terminology. And then for that reason, he knows
How many times you been to his house?
Maybe half a dozen times since I've known him.
And I know you described you going there one time and there was a female there.
Yes.
What about the other times? Was anybody ever there?
I met his wife one time when I went there, back when he was married.
He was married and still living with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his son. I met one time his parents were there when I went there. A couple times his parents were there and his son was there. I've never saw any other girl there other than that girl I saw.
After his wife had left him, moved out. Well, I know you described to Detective Morales that he talked about women when you guys were out together. When he saw women, up at the gas station or wherever.
Well, it never really brought conversation strikes up. I mean, nothing like that. All I was saying was that, he would tell me that he, got a new girlfriend, and in the past he would tell me that, hey, I met this girl, and, whatever, and most of the time I always would tell him, I'd always tell him what an idiot I thought he was, really, because he just met some girl, and then next thing you know, he's telling me, well, she's living in his house. What do you think he thought about you? Someone to look up to? Yeah, I think he looked at me. I think that's the reason why he called me again, is because he knows me, and he knows that I would, be there for him if, like to help him get back on his feet. And he gave me a lot of jobs, and so I feel that he knows that I know that, and so maybe it would be a reason why I would be able to give him work, because it was kind of like fair trade, So I think he looks up to me. I think he knows that I'm a good, all around, person. He knows I'm a family man. He knows that I'm, good at what I do as far as the work I do. He knows I got a good reputation, and that's the reason why he's always told people, hey, I know somebody that can do that. Why is he talking to you about a massage business he wants to get up and running? Well, because he's always talked about wanting to have his own business, and I'm always, he knows I have a well-established business, and so even in the past when he wanted to start his plumbing business, I'm the one that told him, well, you're going to need to go and get a fictitious name. You're going to need to go and get, find out what you need to do for you to be licensed in that field, and then, you know, I guided him a little bit, you know, way back then, and so, because he didn't really know, and he's, you know, he's always wanted to have a business. And,
What do you think this massage business is supposed to be all about?
at first I wasn't really, you know, sure, and it was kind of strange to me that he would make that kind of a turn, going from being a plumber and a construction type person.
And he's actually wants to do his massages himself?
No, he didn't say that. He said that he was going to be the, you know, the business owner and run the business. And
He's going to hire people in to do the massage.
correct, yes.
What kind of massages?
I don't know. It's a massage therapy. What other kind of massage?
Oh, I mean, you gotta admit, Robert, that a lot of massage businesses fronts look all right, but then there's some happy ending massage parlors out there that you wouldn't suspect.
And I don't mean to sound so green to that, but
Right.
that didn't register with me.
Mm-hmm.
Then it came about registering to me that, you know, that could be a possibility.
When did that happen?
Well, when I was at his house, and I
That
was
female
told.
was there?
Yeah, well, she didn't say anything.
Right.
But, you know, when I was told that was he was thinking about doing this business, and he was kind of like proud about it, and that he thought maybe he was going to be successful or possible.
They have hiring girls to do massages with happy endings?
Well, no, the fact that there was somebody that he said was somebody he knew, a gentleman that was retiring from the business, and that supposedly the business had been already established, and that he was asked to take it over.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
why would they ask him?
that's what I was curious about, is why would they?
Did you ask him that?
He said it's just because he knew the guy.
How do you know the guy?
I didn't get into detail with him on that. I didn't.
And that girl that was there was
I
telling
asked.
him how to do the books?
That's what he was saying, and then he said that the thing.
Where was this business located? They have a storefront?
No, I don't know where the business was located.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, I don't know either.
All right.
I don't recall him even telling me that if it was local or if it wasn't. I wasn't, you know, I don't know. He did mention something about, that they'll go to people's places of business as well, and that thing, and I made a comment about, that's when I was joking to him about the fact, that's when it came about to me, like, well, what are you doing? Why would they go to their house? And what, you got to call girls or something? And so that was something.
What did he say?
He's like, what? No, you know, that was like, and then that's when the girl kind of said, no, you know, and so then that's when I was kind of thinking, you know, whatever, man, to each his own, and
He thought it to be a little strange.
thought to be a little strange, but and then that's
well,
when
you sat there and probably thought it was a little strange, saw the potential of things going bad.
Right. Well, I didn't think anything bad. I just thought that the character of that type of business was bad, and it could be. And then, you know, I was thinking, I didn't really think anything illegal, and because when I joked around about it, you know, that's when I told them that, you know, he had a newspaper there, and he was telling me, well, look at the kind of money that you can make. And then he said this is, you know, he was going to be, you know, anticipating making, you know, that something like $160 an hour or something. And I was like, I can't believe that, you know, there was that many people in that type of business. That was kind of shocking to me. And so, but it was like he was trying to prove to me that there was this possibility that he was going to have this opportunity. And he was trying to prove to me that it wasn't anything...
it was above board.
That it was what?
Above board?
What do you mean by above? Yeah, that it wasn't anything that he shouldn't have been
Nothing
doing.
illegal.
Right, exactly. You know.
Although you wondered.
Well, yeah, of course I wondered. And so...
Why would you wonder with him? Is it because he was somewhat prone to be sexually active when you don't feel he should have been?
No, it wasn't. I didn't. The sexual part I didn't even think about that. That didn't cross my mind. I just wondered, just because, I mean, the category that is in it was in adult entertainment.
Yeah. That he showed you?
On the newspaper.
Yeah. All right. Well, that has to raise a flag.
So
that did with you.
That
right?
was exactly what raised the flag.
Okay.
But, and then I'm looking at, the fact that, whoa.
Okay.
Gosh, why would, obviously, anything in that type of a category is something that would be disturbing. I mean, at least to someone that...
You ever seen his bedroom?
Never seen his bedroom. Other than, I don't know what bedroom is his room. I know that there's a couple bedrooms in his house. I've never been in his bedroom. I've,
Okay.
peeked around the corners, I've never been in his bedroom.
Haven't really wandered much more than the main area of the house there?
Correct. And then the garage, so, which is right there, and that's right in the main area. So.
What else did that woman say while you were there? Did she say a whole lot?
She didn't really talk to me. She didn't.
What was she driving?
I didn't see a vehicle other than his car was in the garage. I didn't see any car in the driveway.
You saw his car in the garage?
His car was in the garage.
How do you know that?
Because the door was open that goes to the garage.
Mm-hmm. And you saw it in there?
Yes. And then he had mentioned...
What car was it?
It was the Camaro, same car that he had at the gun range.
Okay.
And the reason why it's easy to remember, because you could see the bra right there, plain as day, in the front of the car.
Did you tell your wife you were with him on
No.
the day? Did your wife know how many times you've been at his house?
She knew I was in the past, before he came back into the picture. She knew that I had been over to his house before. So.
But she didn't know that you were at the gun range with him?
No.
Why didn't you tell her?
Because I know she didn't like him.
Why don't you like him?
Because of his character.
What did she say about his character?
She don't know anything much about him.
She met him before?
No, well, she met him one time at my house, when he first was dating a girl that he had met recently after he had gotten a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
But he's kind of a quiet person. He doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't really have much of an intelligent conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She knows him mostly because of the stuff I've told him that he's told me, about the girlfriends he's had and how they've,
She really don't want her husband hanging around that.
Exactly.
So you didn't tell her because you didn't want her to
I was
yell
embarrassed.
at you.
I mean, I'm bigger
Robert,
than that.
why are you hanging out with that kid?
I'm bigger than that. Yeah, just to save a conflict.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed, for her to know that I would be hanging with some guy like that, even if it was, on occasion. There's a couple other characters that I've had working for me. I know there's a guy named Luke that she doesn't like, and she mentioned to me before, and I ended up eventually he don't work for me no more just because it bothers me a little bit how people are, but I mean, if I'm working with somebody and they do good work, their personal life isn't my business. If they show up for work and they do good work and they get the job done, that's how my thinking was. It's hard to find, Christian people out there to hire. I mean,
well,
and so
listen, I've been in this business a long time, okay? And I've seen people who profess to be Christians, go to church every Sunday and every Wednesday, whatever they do, okay? I've been there, I've been to church, all right?
I'm not trying to use that as anything.
Some people do. You know that.
Yeah, of course I do.
Some people profess to be what they are. And
that's what, I'm not trying to do that.
And then on Saturday nights they run around, drink, smoke, and, you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
All right? My question is to you. Knowing what I know, you don't know everything I know, but knowing what I know, okay, and what kind of evidence is showing some deviancy, it's kind of weird that he wouldn't talk about that with you. You think
he wouldn't?
Yeah.
Well, why would he talk about it with me if he knows?
Why wouldn't he?
Well, because he knows that it's something that I'm really not into.
Did you tell him that?
I don't know if I flat out said that, point blank.
Did he know you were a Christian man?
I believe he does, yeah.
Did you tell him?
I think I may have in some kind of way, just from the past years, a couple years of knowing him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember saying exactly, hey, I'm a Christian and
Right.
I'm saved.
Sure.
I mean, that's something that I wish I had more guts to do, is be a witness to somebody that isn't. I mean, that should be what my, responsibility is, but that's something that I'm not comfortable with.
Something you struggle with?
I'm not comfortable with pushing somebody into going to church or pushing somebody into saying you're a sinner. And we go to, it's called, it used to be called Grace, and it's called Sovereign Grace Bible Church now. It's in Inglewood at Allinger School. In the cafeteria, they rent the cafeteria.
So it's a new church?
Fairly new, like about 2 or 3 years now. We haven't been going there that long. But
You've been going there how long?
Maybe pretty close to a year.
Where did you go before that?
Went to South Biscayne Baptist.
Did you? As far as this interview and your contact with law enforcement, I want to ask you a question. I need your honest answer about it. If you were hooked up with this Mr. King, you guys knew each other, saw each other every once in a while. Of course, he has somewhat of a different lifestyle than you have, all right? And let's say for a moment he drug you into it. Would you tell me?
I would tell you.
And when I say that is, let's say he, for some reason, you cheated on your wife. Is that something you would tell me today?
Yes, I would.
Okay. It's important.
Yes.
Not that I would go tell her.
I understand.
Between you and her and God.
Yes.
All right. But that was something that you would tell me.
Yes.
None of this happened with him.
No.
Okay. It would be embarrassing. I wouldn't want to talk about it.
It was very embarrassing.
But to save my skin, I'd have to come clean. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And today's the day where you come clean.
Yes.
And you would tell us.
Yes, I would.
Okay. Fair enough. What I want you to do, like I said, I want you to take part of your polygraph, okay? So all I want you to do is I want you to write your name here. Write your name full. Date. Don't worry about the case number. I'll fill that in later, okay? This is your test. I want you to be part of it. I want you to come up with 5 questions you think I should ask you.
Okay.
On the polygraph. Anything in the world. It's up to you. 5 questions you think I should ask you.
Okay.
All right? Here's a pen. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right? Grab my water. What do you got?
Good ones.
You got some good ones? Let's see here.
Things I'm trying to think of things I know you guys are concerned about, so that I can make sure that I'm showing that I'm on the level. So kind of got cramped up over here. Can you read my chicken scratch?
Yeah.
Been told before I should have been a doctor.
We all should have been something more than what we are.
All right.
Chris grabbed me when I was out there. He showed you a gun earlier, but you had it. He said it was similar to that, but not quite.
Correct.
Would this be closer?
That's a lot closer.
What would be different?
The grip looks closer, because I don't remember it being an actual wood grip, and if it was a wood grip, it was really dark.
Okay.
So that looks a lot more similar. I could vaguely remember whether it had a vent at the top or not. That was the other thing on the other picture that I saw that I could.
Did it have one or not? Which way you leaning?
I'm leaning towards not.
Not? This one doesn't have that.
Right.
Are we closer here than you were before?
Yes.
All right. If you could change anything on this picture, what would it be?
It seems like there was a little bit more shine, or maybe some silver spots, like that were intended to be not blued.
Okay.
Other than that, I
But
don't.
the basic shape is the same.
The basic shape, I can't remember. It doesn't. I don't think it was exactly the same brand because it just seemed like it was a little more square to me. Like this part here where it's tapered, and I'm not. It just seems like that was more square all the way up.
That would bring it closer to a Glock, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think it was a Glock.
Right, but Glocks don't have this. It's
See,
you see what I'm saying?
I know, and I tell them I'm a gun collector, and I'm not really as knowledgeable as I would like to be.
Right. You're intrigued by them, and you like them, and if you had more money, you'd have more, and you're interested, but
you know, and I can't afford to buy the literature.
probably don't have the time either.
Certainly don't have the time, and my wife knows it. And that's another reason why I don't like it myself.
All right, I'll be right back. But you wouldn't have to sit over there in that chair of the hour, and we'll start going over some questions. I don't make much room for you, do you? This is my portable chair. All right, have a seat. What do you know about polygraphs? You ever do any studying on them? Ever look on the internet?
No, sir. Other than what you told me today, not much.
Not much. You know more than the average person now.
I guess so.
All right.
It's fascinating, that's for sure.
Well, you think about it. You ever hear of kinetic interviewing?
No.
When people study of body language?
Yeah, I've heard that.
You know, where someone would sit down and interview you, and then we'd assess your body language to see if you were telling the truth or lying, things of that nature.
Okay.
That doesn't play any part in polygraph.
I don't? Oh. Okay.
Now people, you know,
You
sit
would
there
think
and
it does, but-
cross their legs, or look up to the right or left, or, you know, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about polygraph is I'm recording what's going on inside you.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
You're probably somewhat nervous today.
Very.
Okay? Your blood pressure is probably already elevated.
More nervous than, your average
Sure.
speeding ticket situation.
That's it. And like I remember I told you about the level before, you know, you operate between 1 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're at a 6 or 7 right now.
Okay.
You're up.
Okay.
All right? I don't care. I'm looking for changes
Okay.
off your baseline. So you could be real nervous.
Okay.
All right? But I'm looking for changes off that. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when people say, you know, my hands are sweating, I'm nervous, you know, it don't matter. Okay?
Could use a little heat.
It is cold in this room, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's only 50-some degrees
exactly
today.
warm when I
No, but it will be by the time you're done.
Right.
Yeah, I think they keep the thermostat set on 70 in here.
Just out of curiosity, did you have to go to college to learn how to do this job?
No, this isn't you gotta have college to go to the course, but it's not a college requirement.
Oh.
It's not a part of a college, it's part of I went to
And say what
American
kind of,
American International Polygraph Institute, which I was an in-house resident for 10 weeks.
Does it take a long time?
400 hours.
And I know this is way off base, but I've often looked into, the law enforcement work, even so much as to try and go for a DNR type position.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always been interested in it. But because of my family and having my wife and everything,
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I didn't want to take a chance of,
Hurt?
messing up me getting hurt and then leaving my wife a widow,
Sure.
So I just didn't really think about the position that you're in. It would be
Well,
a pretty safe one.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of
But then you're
positions
still
that
involved.
are a lot lower risk than others. The highest risk positions, patrol.
Right, but even detective work is risky, because I thought
Well, a lot
about
of
that.
times, I did detective work for a long time, and I still do. We go pick it up. We go pick up the pieces after it's done.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I see.
Now, there may be some active things
Yeah,
involved
but
when you're
usually
trying
those
to search for
positions,
somebody.
you got to have a lot of time and.
Sure.
You can't just walk into
No.
that. When you first walk into it, you're out
There's
there
a lot you got to
with the
learn.
SWAT team.
There's a lot you got to learn.
Yeah.
And I was chosen out of our agency's about 1,000 employees. And I was the one they chose to go to the school to learn how to do polygraphs because we had a captain retiring.
So there's not really a demand for your type of work?
Well, there is a demand, it's just expensive.
In what way? It's just all you own all this equipment? Oh.
Sheriff does. I mean, it cost them $30 grand to set me up.
Wow.
Time you go to the school, lodging,
So it's expensive for your employer.
Equipment, you know, it's $30,000 plus my salary every year on top of that for me to do polygraphs.
Right.
And that,
Well, that's what
North Florida PD doesn't have a polygraph professional, so they call me up quite a bit, you know, and I'll come down here on a bigger case and help them out.
Please run through the questions for the polygraph test.
Can I say one thing about one of the questions?
Sure.
Because I know I'm probably going to have a reaction because I didn't disclose the fact that when she asked me if I ever, I know this is, you're going to probably think I'm crazy, but she asked me if I ever cheated on my wife today, and I said that I didn't. I'm sure that she meant with an actual person. And I've shared with you my beliefs, and I've shared with you my morale on things. And this is so unbelievably embarrassing. Just, and I'm sure you won't think nothing of it maybe, but I have, when my wife was away, I have, you know, looked at naked pictures of women, and I have masturbated before.
Okay. In your mind, you've fornicated.
I feel like I've committed adultery because of that. I know my Bible teaches that, and my pastor teaches that to me, and I'm very ashamed of that.
Well,
and that's
I'm very aware.
Know about.
I'm very aware of Christianity. Okay. I've grown up in a church, and hell, I go to church sometimes. Okay. When I get there. Today, I'm not there. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I appreciate your honesty. Okay.
So I feel like that it's going to appear that I lied because I didn't say that to her when she asked me that question today. And I just wanted you to know that I feel like I did.
Let's
I don't know what to say about it.
Let's do this. You've told me about it, okay? And it's not anything we can't change.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I'll tell them
I am a man.
I will tell them that bothered you, and that you told me about this before we did the polygraph test because you wanted to be 100% in that room, and you felt that because of that you felt you were only 99.9%.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the whole point of this. Okay. Is
right.
That at this point, before I attach the instrument to you, you haven't lied.
Okay.
And you have told me about that, and that's the only thing you can think of.
So now when you say today, I should feel comfortable.
Today's still today, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Everything you've told me, everything you told Detective Morales and his partner, okay? Everything today. Did you lie to Northport PD today?
No.
No. You've told me about it before we did the test. Okay?
Yes. I just didn't want that to be on my heart, you know.
I appreciate that, and really, when I gave you the advice, when we got started, don't tell me part of it. Okay?
Right.
If there's something that's bothering you, don't sit in that chair and wonder if you should have told me.
Right.
Because that's going to have problems. You're not going to have a good result. And I appreciate you telling me that. And because you told me that, you may have saved yourself some more embarrassment of failing a test.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
All right? So, having that in mind, are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe I am.
All right. Let me, I needed to make a change on one of the questions.
So just out of curiosity, why do you even have me write down questions that I would want, or that I felt would be significant?
Why?
Yeah.
These are good questions, okay? But my questions cover yours.
Okay.
Okay?
But just mine are more specific and yours are a little more in general.
I'm being specific about your interview today.
Oh, I see.
All right? Your interview today covers all the questions they asked you,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So mine cover this whole thing.
Okay.
They could get more specific, but it's not that type of test.
I see.
Okay?
I know
If
you
were
said before I
accused
read
of-
into it too much.
If you were accused of shooting somebody, I would ask you, did you not shoot them?
I see.
That's very specific.
Makes sense.
That day or that night.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't that type of test. You gave a statement that's this long.
Okay.
I'm testing you on that statement. Did you lie to North Fort PD today?
Okay.
Because today, the information you provided to them, they need to move forward with.
Right.
Yesterday, you provided them some disinformation that they moved forward with, didn't work out too well because it wasn't matching.
Yeah. And that's
Now
why
we're
I
back.
was so happy when I spoke on the phone about the fact that I was able to put together a little more accurate times.
Now that we're back today, I feel you've given me a pretty accurate account of times and what you did. And you provided that to the North Fort PD. We just don't want any part of that to be a lie.
I understand.
Make sense?
Yes.
Because we need to move forward. And this is, you gotta understand something. When during an investigation, you have a foundation. It's like you build a house.
Mm-hmm.
If a bunch of them blocks are faulty blocks, or let's consider them lies, what do we got when we get to the top? It's gonna fall down. It's gonna fall down.
Yeah.
Okay? If we're going to proceed in this case to where we want to have a successful conclusion of somebody getting their justice, we can't have faulty blocks at the bottom of the foundation.
Absolutely, yes. You want to solid as a rock.
That's why when Detective Morales says, I need this guy polygraphed. I want to make sure. He wouldn't be doing his job if he didn't.
Well, of course.
He wants to make sure he has a good foundation before he continues.
I appreciate you guys working with me to help me do that for you, because that's what I wanted to do right now.
This investigation don't end today.
Well, I'm certain it doesn't.
We're talking, this is going to go on for a good year.
You really think it'll take that long? It's pretty obvious, don't you think?
Well, it's pretty obvious. Okay, but we're going to be in a courtroom. Okay? And it's going to take a good year to get to a courtroom.
Okay.
Investigation continues, even up to that point and maybe during. As we learn more, we got to investigate more. Every angle.
Yeah.
All the way there.
Yeah.
All right? So when they ask you, well, did we investigate your story? Well, we just took him at his word. Well, wait a minute. if we did that, if I took everybody at their word and told me they didn't do something or they weren't lying, where would I be as an investigator?
Right.
I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's trust but verify. That's what we're doing.
I understand.
All right?
Yeah, that answers totally my question.
All right. See, I had to make that one change. And you told me about the other thing, which is good. That's going to be off your chest. We don't need you sitting there with that on your chest.
Amen.
Robert is connected to the polygraph machine.
I'm going to put some pressure in the cup. And when I start out every test, I say, test is about to begin. Please remain still. At that point, you just hold still. Feet flat on the ground. Forward a little bit on the right. About right there. Perfect. And you look straight ahead. Keep your eyes open and your head up. No sleeping.
Right.
All right, that's happened. I gotta warn you.
Well, you're fairly interesting, so.
Now, don't look to the left or right. Look straight ahead. All right. Just answer the questions. No or yes as they're posed to you. Lips only. Now, some people. You don't look at me when I'm talking to you. We're not ready to do anything.
Yeah, I am Italian. I'm very analytical, I guess.
Some people tend, when they answer questions, to shake their head yes and no,
right,
like you just did.
Uh-huh.
Don't do that. It's too much movement.
Okay.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Just yes or no. There's no maybes. There's
Okay.
no sometimes. There's no every once in a while.
Okay.
Just yes or no, just like we rehearsed them.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and feet flat on the ground, eyes and ears open. When I tell you the test is about to begin, at that point, there is no movement. Until then, try not to move. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to massage the cup, even out the pressure. and then I'm going to bring it back down to 60 millimeters of mercury.
Police run Robert through a practice test.
You're not a good liar. I'll give you that. I'll show you this.
Yeah, that must have been a 7,
Can you tell me where you lied?
I think it's pretty obvious.
You know what line that is? It's your fingers.
Oh, really?
These are the glasses of water filling up. Look what filled up there. I even told you didn't lie. It still bothered you.
Yeah.
Okay? That's your autonomic nervous system. Your blood pressure. Right before a question, I asked you to lie.
I knew it was coming, huh?
I knew it was coming.
That's interesting.
And you dropped. See here? That's when your arm was a little slightly flexed and you unflexed it at the end.
Oh.
And you dropped.
Oh, wow.
Alright? Just keep the arm, just lay it there. Alright? Don't flex it. Alright?
I didn't even know I was doing it.
Here's where you swallow. Put that in. Okay? It's very sensitive. Alright? But what this tells me is I have this tune right where I need it to be.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go into the regular test. Alright? All the questions we review. Answer them no or yeses are opposed to you and how we practice them, okay? Massage the cup. Bring it back down to 60. Feet flat on the ground, eyes and ears open, look straight ahead. Answer the questions no or yeses are opposed to you. Keep your head up a little bit. Please remain still. The test is about to begin. Do you understand that I only ask those questions I have reviewed with you?
Yes.
Regarding whether or not you lied to Northport PD today, do you tend to answer truthfully each question about that?
Yes.
Do you go by the name Robert?
Yes.
Other than what we talked about prior to 2007, did you ever lie to avoid embarrassment?
No.
Did you lie to Northport PD today?
No.
Are you in Sarasota County right now?
Yes.
before 2007, did you ever tell a significant lie to someone who trusted you?
No.
Did you lie to Northport PD today about any part of your statement today?
No.
Is today Sunday?
Yes.
Prior to 2007, did you ever lie to someone who was an authority over you?
No.
Did you intentionally withhold anything about this incident to Northport PD today?
No.
This concludes this portion of the examination. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. All right, do you have any problems, any questions? All right. Any come to mind when I asked you questions about your statement to Northport PD today?
What I confessed to you, I mean, I'm still getting over that.
Trying to get over it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm including that in your statement.
I understand.
Okay?
Robert is taken through the questions again.
I know there was a couple of times that I had swallowed. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if that. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why. I'm trying not to be tense. It's kind of an intense situation.
I agree with you. Hey, if they told me, hey, you want to take a polygraph, head in the room, I go, what? What do we got to take one for? I'd be nervous too. You're not going to get around it. You have a conscience. All right? That's being nervous. All right? People that don't have consciences aren't nervous. People that don't have consciences just don't work. Make sense?
There's another round of the same questions.
I'm going to change the questions. I'm going to review them with you now. The reason I'm changing these questions are, you made an admission to me that you did lie to the detective. I think that's affecting you. What do you think about it?
I have to agree. That's what I was concerned about. Why I made the admission in the first place.
Even though I told you that I'm accepting that admission and including that in your statement, I'm going to change the questions and we're going to redo it.
Okay.
Here's your questions. Regarding whether you lied to Northport PD today, do you intend to answer truthfully each question about that?
You want me to answer? Yes.
Are you lying in your statement today?
No.
Are you lying about any part of your statement today?
No.
Are you now intentionally lying about any part of your statement?
No.
I changed it a little bit. Before I had in there to Northport PD. You did,
Okay.
right?
Technically, yes.
And I want to take that out because I want a more accurate test. Because I think I don't want that messing. Let me tell you what. The forensic name for polygraph examination or the polygraph instrument is a psychophysiological test to detect deception. Okay? What that means is your psycho, your mind, affects your physiological, which I record,
Okay.
when you lie. Okay? And I think that was playing with you as far as your mind goes about that, because you did lie.
Okay.
So I changed it. The question used to be, did you lie to Northport PD today?
Right.
You did.
Okay.
So I'm changing the question.
What
Are
if
you
I said
lying
yes?
about your statement today?
Oh.
You've given a statement. You've given me a statement.
No,
You've given Northport PD a statement.
Okay.
Did you lie about your statement today?
Okay.
No. You've been honest, right?
Yeah.
You gave me that little disclosure because it was bothering you.
Yeah.
Because it is a lie. You didn't tell her the truth.
Right.
In your heart, you didn't tell her the truth as far as that little statement. Now, is that a big Is that a big mistake? Not really.
It wouldn't make any sense.
But when it comes,
to have me say yes, would it?
When it comes down to, when it comes down to the polygraph, it is a big deal.
Okay.
In that room over there, no, she don't care that you looked at a picture and matched it to it. Okay? But when it comes to the polygraph, when I ask you, did you lie? Yeah, you did lie.
I see.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the questions are all the same.
Okay.
All right?
Investigators run through the questions 3 more times.
How do you feel you did? Yep. Why would you say that?
Well, I mean, I think if I didn't have that situation, I think I did better the second time than I did the first time. When you changed the questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did pretty good after that. The first couple of times, I wasn't.
What were you feeling the first couple of times?
I was still feeling guilt about that. I just was. I was still feeling guilt about that. And I think when you changed the questions, I think it helped a lot. I mean, I still didn't 100% go away, but I think 70% went away. But I think I felt pretty confident about it after that. So.
Well, the test showed what they call an inconclusive.
Okay.
Give me an example. In order to fail, the total score has to be a -6 or lower.
Okay.
All right?
On a scale of 1 to 10, or?
A scale from 0 to 1 billion.
Oh, I see.
Either direction.
Okay.
To fail, you have to have a -6. To pass, you have to have a +6.
Okay. So 0 is the meteor.
Well, a -5 is inconclusive.
Oh.
You have to have at least a -6 to fail, or you have to have at least a +6 to pass.
I see.
Or greater. Okay?
Mhm.
You're 0.
Oh.
Okay? Which concerns me.
Okay.
I believe I did everything right I was supposed to do.
Yeah. I felt I did.
In this particular test, that's been validated through STIM standards, okay,
Mm-hmm.
tells me when I have an inconclusive, we need to run through the questions 2 more times and see where we're at that point.
All right.
That's something you're willing to do? Get this cleared up?
I suppose if I have to. I'm here a lot
told you.
longer than I was promised,
I
but I
understand.
want to do whatever I can to resolve.
I told you at the very beginning, this is all voluntary. You don't have to do anything.
I know.
Okay, I'm just asking you, are you willing to do it? It's either yes or no. what I do is I attach the instrument. We go through the questions 2 more times, and then we're done. That's the end. We don't go any further than that. We won't be doing it again.
Okay.
Is that something you're willing to do?
Yeah, I want to do what I can to help.
What I need out of you is a yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Have a seat. I know you've been here a while. I appreciate your patience.
I'm kind of disappointed that I'm not able to help more.
What do you feel you should be able to do?
I guess I was expecting a lot better results than that.
Well, it happens. Okay. Put your arms up.
Robert is taken through the questions twice more.
What is it you're not telling me? What is it you're not telling me, Robert? There's something obviously bothering you.
Things that are bothering me they're bothering me that I was, at his house. They're bothering me, about, the business that he was considering. I don't feel comfortable, about the fact that I was there, and I mean, I don't know. I said everything today. So I said everything that was bothering me. I said what was bothering me.
All the questions that are R and all of them that are C are the ones I score. I put numeral evaluations to them, okay?
Uh-huh.
You're consistently, on the R questions,
Okay.
and those are the questions about your statement today.
Okay.
And you have failed this test, okay? I gave you the benefit of the doubt on the first test. We did the second test here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's enough to push you in the negative category. So I need to know what is it you're not telling me. Something you're embarrassed about, something you feel that's maybe wasn't right morally, but it's not necessarily illegal. What is it? You feel bad about something? Did he mention something to you and you did nothing about it? What's going on?
No.
There's something here.
I mean, the only things I feel bad about, like I said, are well, I told
What
you.
you're telling me, that's normal behavior. If I knew him, I feel bad I knew him too.
Right.
I think that would go for anybody. Okay?
Yeah.
But that's not going to affect this test. I didn't ask you if you felt bad that you knew him,
I understand that.
okay? We talked about that,
Yeah, we did.
all right? You're capable of lying,
Naturally, yes, I am.
and you did,
Yes, and I did.
and you did. Now we've came through with another statement today,
Mm-hmm.
took a polygraph on it, and you didn't do so well. So that would tell me that there was something else you're not being honest about. What is it?
I don't feel I've been dishonest. I feel like I've told everything that I was not feeling comfortable about saying before. I feel that things that bother me still about it are when I was at his house. Things that bother me still about it are mostly the nature of the business, the fact that I even counseled him about,
About what?
well, just about, it looked like you could make some money, yeah, but I didn't say that I thought it was a good idea to do the business. I didn't feel that I should have told him better advice about, it's not something that I would recommend, and I didn't say that to him. I mentioned that I didn't feel that it seemed quirky to me. I mentioned that.
Look, we've been through all that, okay?
Well, I understand. Think about something that I might have not mentioned.
Well,
But I feel like
it's something you definitely remember.
Well, I don't definitely remember, and that's my problem. Is I feel like
It's not your problem. This is what the test is. It's what you remember, and it's what you're not telling me. Okay? There has to be something that you're not telling me that you feel bad about. Robert.
Sir, I'm on the level here. I am.
Well,
I don't feel comfortable with the whole situation I'm in.
Look, we were hoping you'd be on the level, or Detective Morales was hoping you were on the level yesterday, and that wasn't the case.
I understand this. I understand the predicament that I've got myself in because of stupidity.
And you came in today, and we gave you the opportunity. You've been here a few hours.
I mean, I wouldn't have even volunteered to take this test
Well,
if I didn't feel.
I want you to back up. There's a lot of people that volunteer to take a polygraph test, lose, and then confess their crime.
Okay.
Okay?
Well,
So don't tell me that because I voluntarily took it,
all right.
that I wouldn't lie and I've been honest, because there's a lot of people that do lie on that test.
I understand.
It happens all the time, quite often. Okay? What I need to know from you is that what's bothering you, because there's something there that you're not telling me. I'm not telling you anything to do with this girl's death.
I know that.
Okay? I'm not saying that.
Or anything that he had.
Robert, look at me. I'm talking to you.
I understand.
I'm not telling you you had something to do with this girl's death.
Okay.
Okay? But there is something that you haven't been coming forward with us about that you're feeling terrible about. And I want to know what it is. I think you at least owe us that. We've spent a lot of time with you. We need to move forward on this thing. We need to get around you.
Yes, sir.
And charge ahead. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I know sometimes things make you look bad. Okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes things can be embarrassing. But I think we need to move ahead and we need to get around you, and I think you need to be up front with what you know. Because there's something that he said to you that day, something you saw that would make you look bad because you didn't say something. Something. Because you're obviously holding something back. It's obvious on the charts.
And what I'm holding back doesn't have anything to do with Mike.
What are you holding back?
It has to do with, has to do with me and my personal life.
What's going on?
Has to do with, my vows to my wife.
Cheated on her?
Yes, sir, I did. I had a girlfriend one time.
Robert, I told you.
And I had sex with her.
Mm-hmm. What I tell you, Robert, from the very beginning, you have to be an angel in this room. I told you you couldn't lie to me about any part of your statement.
I didn't think I was lying about that.
Didn't we directly ask you if you cheated on your wife? Didn't you make an admission to me that you masturbated in front of?
And that's the true admission, and I was hoping...
That was a true admission, but that was a small part of you trying to ease your conscience.
Yes, sir.
And it didn't work.
No, because I knew...
Because you knew there was more.
Broken my vow with her, right?
And I asked you about that. Detective Morales, I think, asked you about that, too, as well. Right?
Yes.
And you lied. And what I say would happen if you lied on any part of your statement, what I say would happen, you would fail. Right? And what did I test you on?
I thought that what I was saying about the other thing that I did would have been...
Was that part of your statement? Did you cheat on your wife? Are you that type of person? Because why? We're dealing with someone that's sexually deviant. So that would definitely play a part into your life because you're hanging around him. Are you deviant as well?
No.
Okay? So that's why they ask you. Did you cheat on your wife? Did you have a threesome with Mike? What's going on?
Mike doesn't have any clue about the...
He may or may not, but we ask you those questions, and at that particular time, you should have said, I have cheated on my wife. Now, I don't want my wife to know, but I'm going to be honest with you. Did I have anything to do with Mike? No. Did I watch Mike? No. Did I participate with Mike? No. In fact, what he does, I really don't like. All right? That would have been a truthful response, but instead you didn't give us that. You withheld something. And what I tell you would happen if you withheld when we asked you a direct question, Mike, I spent a lot of time with you.
Do you understand how bad I feel about the
I
fact that I
understand.
had done that one time?
I understand. Believe me when I tell you that.
Do you understand how terribly
that doesn't change the fact
unforgiven I feel, even though I know I am?
Because you tell me about it, that doesn't change the fact that it didn't happen.
I know.
Okay? It still happened. So you can feel as terrible as you were before you got here, and you feel just as terrible as you were left when you get out of here. Okay? I asked you for the truth in this room, and you couldn't deliver.
I don't know you.
Maybe you delivered on 99% of it, but on this one you didn't. You didn't. And when that one spot came, you still led up and lied about it. And I told you, don't do that.
I'm so ashamed for what I did. I don't even want to believe it myself. That I had done that. That's something that would ruin my marriage, and that's something that...
What did I tell you? Did I say I'd go tell your wife? No. It will ruin your marriage if your wife finds out about it. Probably. I don't know. I don't know your wife.
It would definitely.
That's between you and her.
That's the worst thing on this planet that I am guilty of, and I don't want anybody to know. Nobody knew. Nobody besides her and I ever knew that that ever happened on this planet.
Mm-hmm. I'm not here to spread it to your wife.
I know.
I'm here to have you pass a damn polygraph test because you're hooked up in this, all right? And you lied yesterday.
I know.
If you would have just been honest from the beginning, you would have passed the test. You'd be home. Thanks for being honest. I appreciate you coming back in today. That took guts. Maybe we didn't like you yesterday after you lied, but we appreciate you coming in. Then you're home with your feet up.
I'm still a pain. feeling of failure.
No one's perfect. You understand that. You know that.
I was perfect. I was
No, you
perfect. Until that happened.
All of us have fallen short. There's no one here that hasn't. There's no angels in this room or in this building.
You don't know how hard I beat myself up over what I did.
It's a lot to keep in.
And I know it'll ruin my family. And I know that I can't ever tell. At least not anytime soon. And I know that in my mind I feel like that whatever I had to do to keep that discreet. And it was.
You don't think it's still going to be discreet? You think we're going to publish in tomorrow's Tribune you had an affair with a woman?
Honestly, I don't know. How would I know?
No. Does that have any bearing on this case?
Well, no, it doesn't have any bearing on the case.
But it was a question you were asked because we're dealing with somebody sexually deviant. We want to know about you. We want to make sure you weren't there, make sure you didn't know, make sure you're not watching, make sure you're not running out with Mike doing threesomes or whatever the hell he's freaking doing. All right?
Yeah.
So we're asking you those questions. We need to know about you.
I understand now that it's more about me than I even thought it would be about me.
I'll be back. Anything? Some more water? Yep.
As they continue trying to get to the truth of who all is involved in Denise's murder, detectives are contacted by Charles Briggs. He reports that he has important information about Denise's abduction.
Okay, sir. The reason you're here today is you phoned the police after seeing something on TV, or how did this take place? How did we come in contact with you today?
Well, after I thought possibly I had something that you should know about, I was driving out of Lakeside Plantation where we live, and I happened to see a police car sitting there.
Okay.
So I just drove up and talked to him.
And when was this, sir?
That was on...
approximately.
Let's see, we got back Wednesday night. That was Friday morning.
Friday morning. Okay, so that would have been the 18th.
18th, yeah.
Okay, last Friday. You obviously didn't stop to talk to him about what? You saw something you saw on the news, or how did that take place?
Well, I started to tell him that I thought I had seen these people, Lee and King.
That because you saw them on the news on Thursday?
No, because I had seen them the previous day in the post office.
Okay, that was on Wednesday the 16th?
No, Thursday, 17th.
Okay.
Friday is when I saw the police.
I'm sorry, not to confuse me or you. You stopped to see the officer Friday morning because you saw the news that dealt with Mr. King and Miss Lee, and you thought you saw them earlier that day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me start kind of again. I had seen her, I realized, on Friday morning, but I didn't know that I had seen her. I didn't even know her. I picked up the paper. Well, first of all, Thursday night we got a call. I think it was a recorded call from the police department.
That's correct.
And saying that there was a kidnapping involved and there was a search going on.
Yes, sir.
And my wife took the call, so I'm not sure what was said, but we talked about it. And of course, we're concerned. We watched the news, didn't see anything that night. And Friday morning, the next morning, then I picked up the paper because I was anxious to see what was going on. And they had a picture of Mrs. Lee and the suspect side by side on the, I think it was the Sun, Northport Sun paper.
Yes, sir.
And I instantly, when I picked up that paper and saw the picture of her, I looked at it and I couldn't believe it. I told my wife, I said, my gosh, that's the same woman that I helped in the post office yesterday.
Okay, what do you mean by help?
Well, she was in the lineup behind me. And the second inside door was between she and I.
Right, I'm familiar. And we're talking the post office on US 41
right
by Eager Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had stepped inside before she got there, and then after she walked up there and she was on the outside, there wasn't really room for for one more inside. You
Get
move
inside
ahead.
that glass door.
Yeah, you move ahead one by one as they
Right,
take
right. Somebody's always got to hold the door open
Yeah.
for the crowd.
So anyway, she was standing outside, and she had a box that I guessed was maybe a foot and a half by a foot and 6 inches thick.
And she was ahead of you?
No, she was behind me.
Behind you.
Outside the door.
Okay.
And I watched her for a little bit, and they had a backup. A woman was at the counter with about 3 boxes, I think. And for some reason, the clerk was delaying it, going through his rigmarole.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting a little impatient myself, and because we weren't moving ahead. And I saw her standing back there. I was kind of turning around, uncomfortably like this, and I saw her outside a couple times, and I thought, it's kind of a big, awkward box for her to be holding, because she wasn't very big. And I thought, well, I'll just move ahead out of the way, and she can come in and set the box on the counter. There's a counter.
I know what you're talking about there, sure.
Or people just slide it as long as they move.
Yeah, slide as long as they're standing there.
Yeah.
Many people do that, okay?
So I reached over, turned around, and pulled the door.
Sorry, I apologize for that. Should I turn that down? I usually do. I'm sorry.
So anyway, I turned around and opened the door and told her, I said, why don't you come on in, and you want to hold that thing and set it up here on the counter, and I'll move back out of the way. So she kind of perked up and looked at me, and gave me a nice smile, and she set the box on the counter.
Okay.
And,
Did you see who the box was going to by any chance?
No, I thought about it afterwards. I don't like to look at people's boxes and their address, and so I didn't have the foggiest idea.
Was it a brown, just a regular brown
cardboard
box?
A brown box that had no wrapping on it. It was just a box that, I don't remember how it was done up. I think with tape or something.
Okay. Do you remember seeing a label? Was it all ready to go, or did she have to get that when she got it for the counter?
I don't.
You don't recall?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I didn't look at that.
We're just picking your brain. That's all we're looking for is information.
I've done that to myself.
Yeah, sure,
I thought if I had just looked and seen the return address on there, Lee, I would have on the bell.
You never know these things. That's why we're here today, trying to look back on things. So no problem.
So anyway, she appreciated me letting her come in.
Sure. So she came. Was she like directly behind you, or was there a couple other people?
No, she was directly behind me.
Directly behind you. She set the box on there. You're one person.
I moved kind of over behind the person here, and then
she set the box.
So she had room to get in. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
But when I turned around to open the door for her, I looked down the long line of people, and I was surprised because that many people had come in. And I
still out behind her.
Yeah. I just made some comment to somebody. I said, it must be Christmas again, all the people lined up out there. But when I looked down the row, I saw this guy. Here's the line here, and he was standing about half of his body outside of the line on the right side for him.
Towards the
door.
Machines or towards the door?
Towards the door.
Okay.
The back door.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him, and I don't know why he caught my eye, but he looked a little bit rough. He had kind of a gruffy look about him. But the thing I noticed mainly was his eyes. He had strange-looking eyes, I thought, and he looked right straight at me because I was looking at him, And
do you remember what color his eyes were?
No, I was too far away. I estimated I was probably 18 feet from him.
Okay. Do you remember what he was wearing?
Oh, I tried to think. And the only thing I can kind of visualize, sort of, was like brownish, orangish tint. But, I hate to say it because I don't know for sure.
Do you have long sleeve, short sleeve?
I don't know that. I remember seeing the beard. I looked mainly at his face.
Okay.
I saw the beard, and I saw his eyes kind of looking up at me like that. And
what about his hair?
Well, he just seemed shaggy. I don't really know what his hair was, how it was parted.
Did you guys continue to make eye contact, or you turned back around?
No, just kind of like this. I looked at him, and he looked at me, and then I turned around and faced the front. I didn't even look at the girl anymore.
Do you remember what the girl was wearing?
They asked me that, too, and I said, I don't remember even if she was wearing a dress or slacks or what, because you don't eyeball somebody that's standing a foot and a half away from you, But I just remember her face very clearly.
Do you remember any jewelry? Any piercings?
She looked... No, I don't.
Did she have a purse with her?
No, I don't believe she did, come to think of it. All she had was that box, because she had both hands around the box.
Okay.
I believe. She could have had a small billfold in her pocket or something. I don't know, but no, I didn't see her in any purse. I haven't thought about that.
Do you remember approximately what time this was?
I have since, and that's the only reason the dang newspaper found out about it. I wish I hadn't even talked to them. They've been bugging me, but...
Oh, you've already talked to the newspaper?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That phone's been ringing off the wall. But anyway...
How did you come in contact with the newspaper?
Okay, my plan was to go to the post office and pick up our mail from the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was going directly across the street over to the Northport Sun office. You know what it is there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the reason I was going over there, we've got a motorhome that we decided to sell, so I wanted to put an ad in the paper. And so after I was all through at the post office, I drove directly across the street. It took me about, at the most, I would say 4 or 5 minutes to get over there. And I bought the ad. They gave me a receipt, and I left. Well, sometime during the weekend, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, I was driving to Venice, and I thought, you know, I wish I had an exact time, because I told the police on that report that I filled out, I gave a time span of maybe 45 minutes or so, or maybe an hour, I don't remember. And I thought, that's not very close, because I was hearing on television, you know, there was no connection that they found between King and her.
Sure. Did the receipt they gave you have a time on it?
No, I went home and looked, and it didn't.
Okay.
So
How did you pay for the ad? Cash or credit card or debit card?
Debit card, yeah.
So.
But I did find out the time.
Okay.
We know Elaine, it used to be Elaine Sexton. I don't know if you know her or not. She's the editor there. Okay. I called back and talked to the gal that had waited on me. Her name was Nancy. And I said, do you remember me? I was in there. And she said, oh, sure. And I told her, I said, I had seen this stuff going on at the post office. And I said, I'm trying to figure out exactly so I can tell the police closer as to when I was there. And I said, I thought maybe you'd have a time or something on the receipt. They didn't.
What was she able to tell you?
She says, no, we can't, we don't have any way of that information. Then I told her what I was calling about and why. She said, ooh, let me talk to Elaine. Elaine called me right back and said, we did some checking, and I don't know what their procedure is, but when I was giving them my debit card, for some reason they verified my phone number. And they had a record at 2:13. They called to get my phone number approved or whatever. I don't know what it was.
13 p.m. So that means that would put you roughly around the post office between 1:30 and 2.
I know about how long I was at the post office. So I figured I went in the post office probably. I was in there, about 20 minutes to 2 probably, because I had to wait a while. And I was out of the post office though. I had to have been out of there by 2 or 5 after 2. And this Lee gal was right directly behind me, so when I left the post office, she was the next in line.
Okay. When you got to the post office, where you obviously had to wait, you said, how long before you got Miss Lee show up after you got there?
It was pretty quick, because I had just walked through the inside glass door, and almost within half a minute, I'd say, she walked up to the door on the outside.
Okay. And then when you're talking about her, she's in the door next to you. Was there 5 people, 10 people behind her now? And then where you saw the subject?
Pretty quick, there was probably 8 to 10 people behind her.
Okay. And you didn't see what vehicle she got out of, or?
No, I didn't.
Did when you went and did your transaction at the counter, she was obviously behind you. Did she come up to the counter, do you know, or was she still waiting there when you did your transaction and left?
She was at the end of the counter. That thing you slide your package ahead on is a
yes, sir.
I'm
familiar with it.
And there's a little metal thing. It's I think it's for sticking signs or whatever.
Yeah.
It's usually empty.
Right.
She was standing right by that when I was up at the clerk.
Okay. So then you paid. You went out the door. Did you pass by that
gentleman? I picked up my mail. Yes, I did.
Did you make eye contact with him again?
And I looked in. I was walking by, and he looked so strange. I just glanced over at him again and up at his face, and then I went on by.
He still wasn't into the main door yet.
Nope, not.
Okay.
He was.
What was he doing when you were leaving?
Just standing in line.
Did he have a package or envelope or anything? Do you remember seeing?
He didn't have a thing that I saw. No.
Okay.
Was he looking at anybody else in the post office, or just looking straight ahead? What in your opinion makes you think he was strange?
His looks. he looked rough. You know, you'll see a guy walking down the street and they don't look real sharp. But the main thing that I noticed about him, I think, was his eyes. I don't know what it was. It's sort of a, I don't know, something in his eyes.
Don't remember the color of them, huh? What color are your eyes?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know?
No.
All right, I'd have to say they're blue or hazel.
I'd say they were, like hazelish blue.
I don't know.
Wow.
But when I went out of the building, I glanced, at him.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was probably far from me to the telephone there from him when I went by. And I didn't think any more about it then.
Can you describe his build?
I told my wife he was short and stocky.
Okay. So more heavy set, is that fair to say, or?
Yeah, I'd say, I don't know. I haven't heard newspaper or anything else. I would guess he maybe weighs, he's shorter than me.
How tall were you?
6 feet.
How much shorter than you was he, would you say?
Maybe 5'9", 5'10", maybe.
Okay, so pretty close to your height.
Yeah, he was shorter though.
Sure.
I mean, he wasn't a tall person. I figure I'm,
All right, I know how busy a place that is, and I know what the parking lot side is hard to find.
Yeah.
You didn't see any vehicles, anything standing in your way. You didn't see anybody parking there in the fire lane like they usually do with cars running, or kids in the car.
No car there.
And you never saw any children with Miss Lee or anybody else. She was by herself with that package.
Yeah, inside the building she was by herself, yeah.
Okay. And just to recap, then, you never saw her pay or weigh her package or how she paid for it.
Yeah.
What exactly did you buy or do when you were there at the post office?
I just picked up my mail.
That's all it was?
They've been holding our mail, for a week.
Okay, did you sign anything, or did they give you a receipt for anything?
I had to show them a driver's license, and that was it.
And that's it. Do you remember, did you get weighed on by a male or female?
It was a guy.
White male?
There's a guy at the very left end of the counter, my left.
Okay, there's three things in there. There's one,
There's only two people there.
Okay. Which island did you?
The middle one.
The middle one. And it was a white male?
Well, I would say, I'm not sure. The guy at clear to the left side, my left, was a white. He had kind of white hair, gray hair. The guy in the middle, I don't know, he looked like he could have been possibly a Cuban background or something.
Okay.
I wouldn't really call him white. I don't know.
Did the person that waited on you wait on Miss Lee?
You didn't know?
I don't know.
You went out the door.
I went out the door.
So you were in the center. You just said, hey, I'm here to pick up your mail. He said, let me see your driver's license. He went back and got it, and you were going.
Mm-hmm.
Fair to say?
So
All right.
right on.
From right there, you went out the door, found your car, navigated across 41, went into Biscayne, and that's how the press got a hold of you, from this Elaine lady hearing that what you saw, and now they get hold of you.
When I called back, I told her
I haven't read the papers. I don't look at the papers. I got enough stuff to read and go through here, so I don't care what the press is thinking, doing. So I don't know. Did you do an interview with them then?
Talked to so many people since, for crap's sake, on the phone and everything else. I think I just talked to Elaine on the phone. They didn't come out.
So you didn't do a formal interview like
No.
this? All right. And this is, I appreciate you coming down and taking the time. I know you've seen it in the paper. I know you've seen it in the news. I'm just going to show you a photo lineup. And the person may or may not even be in these lineups. And I'll read this thing to you. To be fair, though, I want you to try to think back to that day in the post office and not what you've seen in the news.
Mm-hmm.
Not what you've seen in the post office. And I just want to do this just to see if we're on the same base.
Mm-hmm.
If you do look at the picture and you happen to see that person in there and you remember from the news, just tell us, be fair. I mean, that's all we're looking for, is just to maybe pinpoint something. I know everybody's seen pictures of both of them on everything. So if you do look at it and you see the person in there and you go, no, I remember seeing that in the news, just tell us. That's all I'm looking for.
No, I didn't.
That person may or may not be in these photos that I'm going to show you as it is.
Yeah.
But
the main reason I was
don't guess, and if something comes out at you, tell me. But if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The main reason I was trying to follow up on this was because I was getting concerned about the fact that they could get no connection whatsoever between the two.
Yes.
I saw them together. So
that's one of the things that we're working on, and we're still following up on leads. So I'm going to show you these. I'm going to read this to you, and I'm going to show you a couple things. If you see anything that you recognize, tell us. If you don't see anything, it doesn't make any difference. But please just keep it in mind, to be fair, that if you say and you do see it and you say, yeah, I saw that because I saw it on the news. But, I want to eliminate that, to be fair. What I'm going to show you, I'm just going to read this, is how we do our photo lineup for criminal investigations. This is just to help us out here as far as the witness goes. The attached photograph lineup is an investigative tool used by the Northport Police Department for the purpose of identifying potential suspects. The specific offense under investigation has yielded a suspect. The suspect may or may not be pictured in this lineup. Please carefully review the lineup, and if the person known to you as the perpetrator or suspect person is pictured, indicate by signing below and noting the picture. So I'm going to show you a picture of some females first. Okay, I just want you to take a look at it, and I want you to tell me if you see anybody that rings a bell to you and why.
And there she is, yeah.
Okay, now do you remember that from the post office, though, or do you remember that because you've seen that photo before?
No, I haven't seen that photo. She gave me I don't know what I saw in the paper. I don't remember if it was that picture, but it was so clear when I saw that picture in the paper of her.
Mm-hmm.
She had a different pose than I remembered seeing her at the post office, but I instantly knew her. Just talking to you guys, she looked very plain to me. She later on television, I saw her in a picture of her wedding picture, I think it was, and she was wearing lipstick, and she looked kind of pretty there, but she looked very plain, like this. Her hair was straight, blonde. I did not see that kind of a smile on her at all. The smile she gave to me, it seemed, I don't know, more friendly than that. But anyway, that's her eyes, and that's, no question about it.
So that's picture number what?
5.
Okay. If you would then, Edward, if you would just sign your name here as you would, print your name here, and pick number 5 on that one, if you would, please, sir. I'm just going to go through these formalities just to cover all bases here.
Yeah, I'd rather not even be involved in this, but, I should.
And we appreciate it. I mean, you're doing the right thing. All you are is really being a witness here, and we're trying to do a timeline, so I appreciate you coming down and spending the time to do it. And if you'll just choose number 5, if that's the one you want. And if you don't mind, would you just circle that one and initial it for me? Thank you, sir. All right, I'm going to do the same thing also with a group of males here, okay? And please be fair, too, like I said, from the press. Person may or may not be in here. Same situation.
Well, photographs don't mean much when you look at somebody's face. That's those eyes.
Okay.
You see what I mean by the eyes? All that whiteness around them. It's just, you don't see that in anybody else, I don't think.
Well, we try to do
that's the way he was looking at me, down in the line of people. He had his head slightly down, and he just was looking straight at me, and we just had eyeball to eyeball for...
Was he talking to anybody in line?
No, wasn't talking to anybody.
And he didn't have anything in line with him or anything either?
No, and I don't believe he had anything in his hands, if I remember right.
No cell phone or...
I didn't see him using one. I'm not sure when he might
How about her? Did
been,
you see her with a cell phone at all? Or?
Same thing. If you'll circle the one you saw and do the same on the duplicates, I appreciate it.
I'll never forget that face for a while.
And you're saying that's the face that you saw at the post office, not the next day in the paper?
No, paper. I don't rely much on pictures, you see in the paper. But that's the guy I saw behind.
Fair enough.
It really kind of shook me up when I saw the article, about what had happened. And
oh, absolutely.
I remember them.
I can see that. I appreciate you coming forward.
Well, it's not fun, but I hate to see something like that happen to somebody so young.
And you don't remember seeing any unusual vehicles in the parking lot?
No.
Parking lot, that's what I said. And pick the number photo there. And if you'll circle the photo, number, and initial that for me also, please. Picture number 3. Okay. All right. Anything else that you can think of that myself or Officer Strachek have not touched base on that you think that could help us with the investigation?
Well, I've thought about it. I just wish I had sat out in the car. Normally when I go pick up the mail, like a bunch of mail I get, I'll look through it and check and see what magazines are in there and what bills we probably got.
In the garbage can there too.
This time I was kind of intent on going over to the Northport Sun.
Yes, sir.
So I didn't sit out there and look at nothing. I wished afterwards I had of. You know, I might have seen something. I probably would have noticed her come out and getting in a car, but I didn't. So.
Okay. Anything else you can think of? I'm going to give you my card. I want you to personally call me. I'm going to look in and backtrack on everything that you said and did and see if I can put a timeline together on that. My desk number is here at the bottom of the card.
Okay.
If you come up with anything, remember anything, I'll be more than happy to come out to your house, wherever we need to go, whatever we need to do. Myself and Officer Straycheck will look into this, exactly what you told us and how you did it, and we'll see if we can come up with something. We're exactly what you said. We're trying to come up how they met, the timelines, and everything that everybody we're talking to. We're trying to figure that out. So
I would have thought if they came in, if they knew each other some way, they would have been at least closer together in the line. They were quite a ways apart.
Mm-hmm.
There was no indication of her looking back at him or glancing back at him.
And she never paid any attention to him whatsoever. But you really never noticed him paying attention to her either. You just remember making eye contact
he was
with
just
him.
back there and he...
But you know, she had a package to mail. You didn't see anything with him.
I don't believe he had anything.
People in between there, and then you left. I wish somebody else in that line had noticed the same thing you did. And,
well,
even better.
I thought about that too. It's funny that somebody didn't. And then I thought, well, I was directly in front of her. I have no idea what the person in front of me looked like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look at somebody's back, you just, what they look like, I don't know. Yeah. But I turned around, helped her through the door, and face to face.
But so you never saw any children, no purse, nobody else helping?
No, my wife said it's strange that maybe the kids weren't there, and then she said, well.
And the dates and the times, we for sure this was Thursday afternoon, the 17th of January. And you're saying you paid by debit card over at the Sun at 2:13 p.m. Yeah. So it's safe to say between 2:13 and say 1:30 that you were over there.
Yeah, it was closer than that because
right. You already said from 20 till or so.
2:13 is when they made the call to my phone to check out
correct.
Something. I don't know what
but we're definitely for sure it was the 17th and it was on Thursday.
Right. And I had been in there probably 10 to 12 minutes when they got that 2:13.
And this woman that you say that you just picked out was next in line. So she would have been in and out of there at the same time, you know, within, as soon as she processed her
She was directly behind me, the first one, yeah.
Okay.
And so, right. But I did not see her come out of the building. I was gone.
Yes, sir. Officer Straycheck, you got anything else?
Just a couple of formality things. Are you under the influence of drugs, narcotics, alcohol, prescription medications?
I've never tasted any drugs in my life, no.
Okay, this is something we have to...
We're just covering bases.
Yeah.
And that day you weren't either? I want you to keep this.
Oh, yeah.
Keep my card in case you know. Mr. Briggs, we'll walk you back downstairs. I appreciate you coming in. It's a pleasure meeting you.
I say, this is all kind of troubling to me. Cause
we can call you if we got further questions, because we're going to go up and follow up on all this. And I'll be able to get a hold of you on the cell phone.
Police uncover another witness who claims he can speak to Mike and Robert's meeting the day of the murder.
Thursday, January 17th. What did you do that day?
Stayed at the Carlo Montemagno, Richard Montemagno, is his father. Stayed at their residence overnight. That morning at probably about 6:50, left the house, went out to their training facility, did their physical abilities test at 7:45. Took about 2 hours out there between everybody getting done. After that, I left there, went back to his the Montemagno residence, ate lunch, and then what time was it? Sometime between 11:30 and 1 o'clock, we headed over to the gun range. I don't remember the exact name of it. It's the one that's directly adjacent to the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office.
Nice trail gun range?
Yes, that sounds about right. Off of Rustic Road.
So you got there about 11:30, you said?
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Okay. When you got in there, was there anybody else shooting?
Yeah, we got out. There was about say 5, 6, maybe 7 older gentlemen, all maybe one just past center when you walk in. The rest were off to the left-hand side, a little bit further back. And we signed in, Carlo and I, and went downrange right-hand side. And at that point in time, we were the only people down there. So about a table, it's like 2 stalls, so about 4 to 6 stalls down, maybe another 4 stalls left. We were about down there by ourselves.
Okay. What yard line were you guys shooting from?
The first one out there, I don't know, was 12 yards out there or something like that, or 15 yards.
12 yards. Okay. What kind of firearm were you shooting?
I have a 6-hour 40 caliber 229.
Okay.
And Carlos actually doesn't have one right there. He didn't have one at the time, so he's using mine.
So you guys were trading off and on?
Yeah, we just bought about 200, I think, 200 rounds, 100 rounds each.
Okay.
And I was just basically getting him acclimated in the shooting because he's never done it before.
Okay, so while you're shooting at the range, did anybody else come in after you guys came down?
Yeah, we were there about 20, 30 minutes, I'd say, and another 2 gentlemen walked up, and they came down to our side. If anybody else had gotten down to the left, I really didn't see them past that center entrance because there were so many stalls in between us. 2 gentlemen walked up and took, I don't know if it was a table right next to us or one over, but they were within like 2 stalls of us, like open stalls.
Okay. Did you happen to catch their names or?
No, I didn't catch their names as I walked up. I have a description of them, but I don't have their names.
What's your description of them?
The first one was probably about both white males. Say late 30s, mid to late 30s. Maybe early 40s. I'm not too familiar with age range like that. But first one had a beard, full beard, a little bit longer, shaggier brown hair, brown facial hair also. He's wearing a hat, I want to say black, a darker colored hat, and sunglasses, the razor blade Oakley kind, or it could be multi-purpose, either like tinted shooting glasses or regular sunglasses or safety glasses. I'm not too sure exactly what he was wearing. I think I remember him he might have work boots on. He looked like he just came from work. I remember thinking that he was a labor person, whether it be, like a tire shop or something like that. I think he might even had a logo shirt on or something like that. I remember that. The other gentleman walked up, and that guy was probably about 5'11" to 6'1", I would say. That guy. The other guy walked up, was a little bit shorter, heavier build.
How much shorter than?
Not much shorter. Within 1 to 3 inches. So I would say he was shorter than me. I'm about 5'11", so maybe he looked about 5'10", if I remember correctly. He had short, almost like a flat top cut, and a beard. I think it was a goatee, facial hair. All of it was like silver in color, gray and silverish color, with a real round, like a round, stockier build. And I remember him having I think it was like a West Coast Choppers shirt or Orange County Choppers shirt. I think it was black long sleeve. And he had jeans and biker boots on. So I remember, like black boots. I remember he had like almost like a biker persona. Yeah, they walked up. I know at least one of them was carrying a bag. I think it was a gentleman with a beard. And that's when they set up next to us.
Okay, what was the last gentleman you described with the West Coast biker shirt? You said he had blue jeans?
Yeah.
What was he shooting?
You know, to be honest with you, at first I wasn't sure. I think there was multiple guns they had, and cause I remember him, the first guy with the darker beard, he had set up like unrolled something, so he had like a workstation set up in front of him, and like I saw what seemed to be either 2 or 3 weapons it looked like, and but I wasn't sure if the rest were tools or stuff like that. I didn't really see, but I just remember him messing with it. I think, you know, like adjusting his gun and stuff like that.
Was a handgun? Or?
Yeah, they're both handgun. They were handguns, definitely. I think, yeah, okay. From what I remember, because I don't remember them trading guns. The first guy with the dark beard, he was shooting a larger semi-automatic handgun and a smaller, like a subcompact. And then the one on the right was also shooting, it seemed like a semi-automatic handgun, because I don't remember switching hands. They both had semi-automatic handguns. I remember they were taking turns on one on the same target and then the adjacent targets, because I remember watching them shoot.
Were they shooting silhouettes, paper targets?
They were shooting paper targets.
Bullseyes?
Yeah, bullseyes. I think it was pink bullseyes. It might have been even the exploding pink bullseyes. You know, the exploding ones, when you hit them, it shows up. Because I remember I had yellow. I remember watching them shoot, because like in between rounds with him, you know, before you could actually step off the line. I remember watching them shoot. And the one on the left, he was really accurate. Really accurate. I mean, his bullseyes, you know, all of his rounds were probably, you know, 1 inch to 1/4 inch apart. And then I remember the other guy, he didn't seem comfortable at all. Like, almost like it was his first time at the range. Because I remember him facing, because everyone else is facing downrange, but he was standing with his back to like the empty 2 stalls, and he was almost the whole entire time that he was talking to the other gentleman, he was facing downrange, either watching people, and not, like everyone else was watching where, you know, downrange, but he was actually watching like the walkway the whole entire time. He's faced that way.
And he was shooting a semi-automatic. Did you see what color it was?
If I remember correctly, all the guns seemed darker in color. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Did any of them have any wood stocks or anything that you did?
The subcompact might have. I know that was like I remember brownish tone on it. But the other 2, to be honest, I couldn't really see. I mean, it didn't seem like, because I was trying to catch a glimpse of their guns just out of curiosity, but I think they were all darker in color, though. I mean, I don't remember like a nickel-plated gun or anything like that. So I just remember they were semi-automatics. I'm not too good at calling, you know.
So the gentleman in the West Coast biker shirt seemed uncomfortable at the range with the firearm.
Yeah, he was sitting there. He was going on about, because I remember listening to the story, because he was talking really loud and going on, and they just seem weird together, because I mean, I just watch people, you know, and I was just curious, and so when they were standing there, I remember, you know, I was kind of listening to their conversation and watching them shoot, and you know, this guy did more talking than shooting. The one in West Coast, or the biker shirt, he did a lot more talking than shooting. Occasionally the other guy would be like, oh, you know, you want to shoot? Yeah. And most of his rounds were like missing off target, you know, and then he was making excuses for the gun, or he hasn't been shooting in a while. But the whole time he was standing there, he was going on about this elaborate story about a hunting trip, and I think it was out in Michigan, how he killed all these deer, and he had 3 that day, and that he would have gotten more, but he got tired of cleaning them, so he didn't want to clean them. And I remember him bragging about there's so much deer that he actually hit one with his car. And that's when he pointed out to the parking lot. And he's driving a green Camaro. And
you know that for sure?
Yeah, because the other guy asked, he goes, yeah, I hit it with a car. He goes, it damaged your car. And he goes, well, it's the green Camaro right there. And I remember looking, it's like the rounder body style Camaro. And not the newest one, I don't think, with the rounder headlights. I think it was the 2 quad set in headlights. And I think there might have been a black carburetor on it, because I remember looking for the damage when he was telling the story about the deer, and I didn't see from where I was sitting. I don't remember seeing it. I'm almost sure there's a black carburetor.
Okay. So he's saying that Camaro was damaged from hitting a deer with his car.
Yeah, on this hunting trip in Michigan.
Okay.
And then the other guy was just kind of, I mean, he was participating in the conversation, but he was just kind of yesing him. I mean, this guy was good.
Is that all they talked about? Was this hunting trip, or did they either one of them talk about family? Did either one of them talk about girlfriends, female problems, what they were going to do later that day?
No, I remember the hunting trip. I think they mentioned something about like a job account too, or something like that, about working a job somewhere elsewhere. Maybe was it earlier that day, or setting up a job sometime soon. But the hunting trip just caught my story because he was going on with his hands and talking a lot louder. But like I said, the whole time too, though, he was facing his friend in downrange. And another thing is that I noticed is that when they first walked up, they walked up like what seemed like together, but the way they were talking, it almost seemed like it was two guys who had showed up at a gun range and were like, you know, they just had time alone, but now they were involved in a conversation. They didn't seem acquainted. Yeah, they didn't seem acquainted whatsoever, but they seemed to be together. And then they started sharing that, you know, they were shooting like, you know, at the same time with guns and stuff like that. I remember, I think, you know, them reloading their guns off the same table. You know, I think there's this, you know, same pile of ammunition. Yeah, I remember sitting there and they were talking, but that's why it was so weird to me, is because they didn't seem acquainted and their conversations were so distant, but they were there together. So I was just trying to figure out, like, it didn't seem like they had just met each other the way they walked up and were standing next to each other, but the way their stories talked and stuff like that. And there was a lot of dead time in between, to where, like, the other guy, you know, when he was shooting and stuff like that, like, he would yes him, but he wouldn't really respond.
Did you say what kind of fire or what kind of ammunition they were shooting, by any chance? Was it in a box? Was it in a bag?
I think it might have been in a clear plastic bag. Because I remember I was throwing away all my trash with the boxes and stuff like that, and but I don't remember seeing any boxes, and they were both here. Because like I said, I was looking at the table when he unrolled all this stuff, you know, to see if he had like multiple guns and stuff. Because I know the other guy down there had all this tack gear and stuff like that, and I almost remember him dumping, you know, onto that stuff, dumping ammunition out, but I don't remember coming out of a box. So he would have had to take it out and dump it over. Like, I almost think it came out of a bag, like a clear plastic bag or something like that. And it looked like they were feeding from the same pile.
Okay. The guy in the biker shirt, did you happen to see if he was shooting left-handed or right-handed?
No, I don't. His stance did seem kind of weird. I mean, to be honest, I don't know for sure. I remember the left arm flying out a little bit, though. I mean, the way he came up, this side looked, he looked awkward. Like I said, he just looked awkward the whole time. It almost looked like this side of his body was cocked up a little bit. Like I said, all of his rounds, I think he had one in the bullseye. I remember hitting the post. I remember watching him hit the dirt, and yeah, I remember he wasn't good whatsoever. I mean, his body mechanics were. I mean, I'm not a great shooter, but I know his friend was like shooting rounds a quarter inch apart, and this guy come up and then he was making excuses about why all those shots were off.
When they both came in, did they each have a bag, a duffel bag, or how'd they bring their firearms into the range? You remember?
This guy's an enrolled. The first guy with the darker beard, I would have to say that he had I think he had a bag. Because he took it out, and that's when he enrolled like a wimpy blanket or something like that. And I never saw the other guy, take anything out of his, except for the ammunition. And, I don't remember him handling his guns or taking a gun out or something like that. And he didn't bring like a gun just open-handed. So he must have had a bag. I don't remember seeing exactly him seeing with a bag. But I know he didn't walk in with a gun just open-handed, and I don't remember him taking, off of that guy's, off of what that guy had.
Was it just those two together?
Yeah.
nobody else was there?
The whole entire time it was just those two and us, down there.
Now, how long were you there
while they were there?
Shooting?
Yeah, I would say probably a good 40 minutes, at least. It seemed like, they like I said, they didn't come in too long after us, and they were there almost the whole time.
Who left first? You and Carlo, or?
Yeah, we left first. They were still shooting.
So they were still shooting when you left?
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, the guy with the beard actually came over to me and asked to borrow a screwdriver to adjust one of his guns. And I'd handed him a little mini Phillips head, but he needed a flat head. And I think that's when I kind of noticed them, and then it was after that they went into the story. That's when I was kind of paying attention to what they were doing. So I was actually curious about his gun. Okay,
when you left, did you look over at the Camaro to see if perhaps it was damaged by a deer, or did you just?
Yeah, but like I said, I think that there was a carve raw on it. Or there's a carve raw or black, whether it be plastic or carve raw or. I don't think it was duct tape.
Were the windows rolled up or rolled down?
I think there were non-tinted windows rolled up, if that serves me correctly.
The driver and the passenger side both?
I couldn't see the passenger side. When we left out, it was like 4 or 5 spaces off the walkway, right about there.
Okay. And when you guys left the range, did you just load your stuff in the car and take off right away, or did you sit out? Did you sit out in your car for any length of time?
We talked at the back of the car, maybe 2 to 5 minutes, but we didn't hang around long.
Okay.
We were at home to get
the two gentlemen never left the range then while you guys were loading up your gear then?
No.
Okay. Any questions I missed? What I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm sure you've seen some photographs in the news and stuff. I'm going to show you a lineup, and all I want you to do, don't go by what you've seen in the paper, but I want you to take a look at this lineup and see if anybody in there looks familiar that you may have seen at the gun range. Okay. The photographs I have in here, the person in question may or may not be in here, okay? Like I said, the person in question may not be in this. Let's see if we recognize anybody there.
It's definitely me, him. Okay. Because I remember the goatee and then the round face.
All right, just for the record, Mr. Willis did positively identify defendant Michael King. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to circle the number, put your initials across one corner, and date across the other place. All right, Mr. Willis, would you raise your right hand for me? You swear everything you have told us in the statement is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, the best of your belief and knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, this will conclude the statement. The time is 3:22 p.m. Today's date is still January 29, 2008.
Still questioning if Harold had any involvement in Denise's murder, police collect DNA from him.
Okay. Harold, I'm going to go ahead and swab the inside of your cheek. Okay, that's good. We're rolling right on there. Okay. As simple as that. Okay. I'm going to sit here and you can just watch me seal it all up.
Mike King goes to trial in 2009, facing overwhelming evidence, including the 911 call Denise made. His defense team claims that Robert was the real killer. Prosecutors argue that Mike was the only one responsible. They piece together that he had abducted Denise from her home, tied her up, and driven around with her. She had tried to escape, but was unable to. Mike had then taken Denise to his home, where he assaulted her. He then took her to Harold's house. While Mike borrowed materials from Harold, Denise was able to grab King's cell phone and call 911. When her abductor returned to the car, Denise had tried to fight him, but he physically overwhelmed her. He then took her to another location, where he killed her and buried her in a shallow grave. It takes the jury just over 2 hours to find Mike King guilty of first-degree murder, sexual battery, and kidnapping. He is sentenced to death and was executed on February 13, 2026.